and your children are turned into mindless vassals who now they look up to some twit instead of looking up to Thomas Jefferson or looking up to Nikola Tesla or looking up to Magellan. I mean, kids, Magellan's a lot cooler than Justin Bieber. He circumnavigated with one ship the entire planet. He was killed by wild natives before they got back to Portugal. And when they got back, there was only...
But why? $22 million in 3 fucking hours! There is no nobility in poverty. I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every fucking time. The real question is this: was all this legal? Absolutely fucking not. Neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony. Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away. Dr. Ainley explained that even if he caught him and brought him back to the colony, he would immediately head right back for the mountains. But why?
What's your dream? To go away.
To go away. That's great.
Do you guys want to drink? I don't understand why everybody has to be so judgmental. I understand why mom's judgmental. I think it's because she cares partially. And it's also partially because everyone else is looking at her like, hey, Cody's just a bum. Cody's this, Cody's that, Cody's this. Cody's me, bro. Let me be me.
All right, guys, what is up? Happy Tuesday.
GM. Just another Tuesday, bro. Seems like, a little slower these days. Nothing crazy going on. There is, some trades happening in the trenches, though, I will say. I've started to look a little bit. Nothing I've been completely sold on. This Hermes OS is kind of interesting. VVV continues to go up. So, there's some nice happenings. How have you been, Josh? How's your day? How's your Tuesday?
Good. One, we don't like to focus too much on macro here, but the war is not solved, guys. The war is not solved. We have two stubborn people on either side of this this equation negotiating with each other. And I don't know what's going to happen, but just, keep note that if oil spikes again, markets might sell off a little bit.
So this is a bit of a cautionary tale from Josh.
Yeah, I like to just be a little more on the cautionary side. We're back above $90 a barrel.
It almost feels like. Okay, so I'll add some context and I'll tell you what it almost feels like. This is from Intel supposedly said this is from Trump on Iran. Okay, so the United States they caught an Iranian ship yesterday with gifts from China, whatever that means. We're ready to go military. I expect to be bombing. Posture is expected to be bombing Iran. We're ready to go. So I don't even know what to believe. Like, I really don't. I pull this up as if if it means anything to me.
Gifts
It
from
doesn't.
China, aka air defense systems. Yes, that's exactly what that is. Yeah,
Air defense. Not this isn't Timu. They don't have it wasn't a big
it's
ship full
not
of Timu
plushies.
products.
It's definitely not plushies. So yeah, that's the overlay, guys. And I mean, at the end of the day, whether these impacts crypto or not is likely it does, because one, Bitcoin is energy intensive, so the price of energy goes up, and then two, it's just sentiment. So keep an eye on this. I don't think you need to be full porting in, although I have some pretty big D-lim positions open that I might size down on these. I'm not going to lie. Just seeing what's going on. I've had a great week. I've had a great couple of weeks here. I've done really well, but I don't want to give it all back. So just keep that in mind.
Sometimes that's what you got to do, man. You gotta take your dub, take your P, and keep it pushing. So no harm in that. But
So let's check in on an eco. Printer Eco continues to moon. Chill and I were in this at 100K, guys. 100K. It was
wow,
called in the Telegram.
boy.
Fat Choi, which means get rich in Chinese. Look at that. Look at that chart. So if you're not in the MCGTG, now the markets are getting a little hotter. We're going to make sure things are forwarded for when Dom starts trading again. Chill, Crime, whoever that we have on the show that we trust will forward content there if we think they're good plays. But in around here, where was it? No, it was
It was
back
something
here
more.
on the 17th. When Chill first called this down in here. This has done great. I've D-limbed the whole way. I've started to miss. I got this move, but I've missed some of this here, just because it was up out of my range. And currently, so one that I am currently in is PVE.
Now, I mean, let's start at Belief, because that's the eco leader, right? And that's, I mean, all of these are running because Belief is sitting at 15 mil and holding strong. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you kind of got to start there for context. Belief, I don't know, what is it, around 50?
Dude, these are Ethereum charts. What are we
These are
looking
Ethereum.
at? What are we looking
Yeah.
at, bro?
These are not so present sellers. I mean, there's 1.8 million volume here. That's really good volume. Look, I mean, we saw a dip here down to, call it 7 mil. It got instantly eaten up. So you can see what happened here clearly is you got the dip. As soon as it started bouncing, people were like, okay, that was my last chance to get in. It's not coming back down to my entry. And so you got the FOMO spikes. All right, dip down. Josh,
50% staked, guys.
yeah, 50% stake. So Josh, if you want to go up to the chart and actually show that wick there, because this is kind of what caused, I think, the rest of the eco to kind of run as well. So you got that dip down to 7 mil, right? Just right before that, where your bar was. And I think that's where people realized, okay, we're bouncing quickly. I'm not going to get a better entry than this. And we saw him pile in. That's why you see the candle right following, the following candle. Chill calls it the discovery candle. It's held very well. 50% staked, really great volume, not very many sellers. And now I think that gives context to what Josh is saying. Okay, Fat Choi is running, PVE is running. And now we're getting to the territory. Well, okay, this may actually stick. Betas can start to run, and the betas are starting to run. And that's why we're seeing Josh and Chill like absolutely print, because they've been positioned for the betas to run for a while now.
Yeah.
Would you say that's an accurate description, Josh?
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing to look at. Look, someone staked 60 million Fat Choi here with a $90,000 value on a meme coin. Its
That's
staking
crazy.
duration is 14 days. So this unstakes on the 30th of April. So these are the kind of things. This person's earned 9 ETH. So he's earned, says he's like he's earned fees on this.
These charts look so good. These charts look so much like ETH charts. Josh just thinks we're trading ETH. He's fully convinced himself we are now trading on the Ethereum chain.
No, I'm not convinced of that. Solana people are still profit maxis. All right, this is the only printer token I'm currently in. I've been in PVE a few times, and guys, apologies if I'm lagging for some reason. My computer just lags when I have charts open, but I like this range here. I've LP'd throughout it. I currently am long with a D-lim up to like 1200 here. So we'll see if this spikes out of this kind of range. It's kind of grinded up here. How much is staked? 20%. Still a bit on the lower end compared to some of the other eco tokens, but the guy that runs PV seems pretty legit. So I don't know, for what it's worth, just worth keeping an eye on these. There may be trades.
Yeah, that's interesting. Guys, for the show today, we got Water coming on, and I'm not super familiar with what they do. This was recommended by Chill to get them on the show, so we're gonna have them coming on later. And then after that, we got Kai from Swarms, who's been on the show before, but he recently had a tweet go pretty viral, 1.5 million views, kind of going over a bit of his thesis. So we're gonna walk through that. So on the water end, tokens much lower than we like to typically feature. So we're going to steer away from token conversation just because not trying to really manipulate any prices there. But we will have water coming on, just kind of see how their mechanism works, kind of have that discussion. And then we got Kai from Swarms coming on. Don't think we're going to go too long today. Run through the interviews, go through some tickers, charts, whatever, but keep it pretty short and sweet. Josh, we got 10 minutes. Does everyone have their links? Do we want to send those out? I can go over some oil chart, I guess, in the meantime.
No, they'll need their links. I'm just looking at if there's anything else I'm missing here. The other DLIM position I just opened is on UNC. So I'm in UNC right now, just UNC and PVE. So I have UNC on this dip. I am a little underwater on it, but not like too crazy. Maybe the other printer token that I've been watching is Quack. So it's Chip. It's this little duck. Tom, I don't know if you can share it. Yeah. So this is UNC. I mean, what I'll cover real quick here is just to see if this kind of breaks that 8 million area. The thesis largely is it probably range here for a little bit. It might break down here and then bounce, but again, if it breaks the bottom there of that lower, it puts in a lower low, I'm stopped out for sure.
So, we'll and see. You entered higher on this, like you're down
a little bit. I think, what is it, 7.1 mil?
Right.
Yeah, my entry was 7.4.
Oh, so. Okay. So have the fees from DLimming made up for that, or?
No. So here's why I'm going to cut it likely, potentially, is the fees are not great on this. I'm basically bid ask spot that if it goes up, it will do quite well, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the Strait of Hormuz closing, some volatility to the downside, maybe Solana pulls back and this is invalidated real quick. So
sure. No, for sure. Run those stop losses. Quack. You want me to pull that up real quick too?
Yeah, Quack on Printr. I'm kind of watching this. I don't see how much is staked right now, but so this is a great example of where I've been able to make money delimming. Is like I'll look at a chart like this and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna buy spot, half my position. So I buy a chunk of it and then I have it delimmed up on bid ask and then some SOL paired to it so that if it kind of pulls back, I'm still getting fees. And then it's as it, kind of bumps up through all the Quack tokens that I own, it's basically getting me out of the position. And then I'm just withdrawing my liquidity and fees as it accumulates. You kind of look on delimming, you kind of got to be in front of the volume. And so for this, like the TVL on this is probably like a few $1,000s, maybe if that. And so you're the only person providing liquidity, and being in front of that volume, you're the only one getting the fees. And sometimes the fees are fairly significant. So you're literally printing 500-600%, 24 hours. And you don't have to hold it forever. You just have to be, as those fees, as soon as the volume starts to dry up, you can pull your liquidity out and be in profit, even if the price action is mostly sideways. Again, the only time you really lose money is if it falls out of the range to the bottom. But I think given the Printr Eco, people are going down the list, okay, this has lasted, a few days here. This chart looks fairly bottomed. you know, if it does spike to 300-400K and go on a little bit of a run, you'll make, you know, a solid 40% on your DLIM. So yeah, keep this in mind. This is one I might enter. I've been looking at it. Not huge size, but you know, it's a good one based on my strategy on PV. Is the same strategy. Fat Troy was the same strategy. Was literally buying charts like this.
We're in beta season. Here's some I'm looking at. Look at VVV, guys. One we've talked about quite a bit. Again, shows the effect that a unique angle on the token has. I mean, this one just will not go down. It will not go down. I mean, at the very worst, we're ranging sideways and maybe having a dip from top to bottom. Okay, this one's 30%, but generally that was pretty short-lived. So VVV just keeps going up. Of course, we understand the situation here is for one token, you get $1 of inference per day, right? So, you know, you see this at $9.50. Basically, that assumes after 9.5 days, if you're using $1 a day, it kind of pays off the $1 a day in token. That's my understanding of it. It continues to do very well. Just goes straight up. Lots of demand for compute right now. So a really interesting model. I wish more people were kind of taking this model and, you know, kind of iterating off of it, doing similar things. So VVV is really uniquely positioned on the base side, doing really well. I guess I got to talk about this one as well. It's Cyber Ren. People seem to believe this is an affiliated token with Voorhees, that he launched it or his wife launched it or something like that. And so with VVV DM going up, this one is supposedly, you know, it's a beta to it, right? So that's kind of the lore. Building this back from the dust, Twitter back plus a new little website. So people are just speculating on this. I doubt Eric Voorhees ever endorses this in any capacity, but it's at 3.4 million, almost a million in liquidity.
We had this at April 13th. We called this out on our stream. I have the tweet right here. So guys, this is why you want to add stuff that we talk about to watch lists here. Right.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be buying this at this point, but
no.
You know, back when it was just the rumors and the rumors were bubbling and it's been sideways for all this time, you know, 13th, 14th looked like a pretty decent buy. Easy to say in hindsight. I didn't buy it. I wouldn't have bought it, but you know, you can understand why it maybe had the effect here. I'll let Josh pull up that tweet real quick.
Oh, yeah. So this is the tweet. Beta exposure to VVV, maybe. Eric Voorhees is following the agent, seeing renewed interest. Chill is currently long. So actually Chill was in this one. Here's the screenshot of it.
Oh, wow.
April 13th right there. So good one to have had on the watch list. If you want to watch the full segment, go back to April 13th on the thesis. But yeah, maybe pull up Serve. This was a chart on Serve.
Sure.
Has Serve done? How's Serve done
since? I'll pull up the Serve chart. We definitely got to get our stream guests links. Otherwise it'll just be us all day, which, you know, could be cool. Serve, interesting chart. Let me pull that up for you guys. I'm going to get back to VVV because I had a follow on to that as well. But, Serve is looking pretty good. I mean, it was going up for a while. It's taken a pretty violent dip. I'm not sure if that's just people getting impatient. I know they're running a hackathon. I believe there's some stuff launching on their launchpad as well pretty soon. Based on what I can tell, they have some pretty good stuff in the pipeline, but nothing crazy. They had a pump off of some news, pumped up to 26 million from 18. It's basically kind of given all that back up. So that's where we're at with Serve. Interesting price action here these last couple days. I mean, yeah,
I'm gonna say maybe the asteroid vamp.
Yeah, that could be an attributing factor to some of the downside. I mean, 17 to 27, back down to 17, up, down, all around. What else? Pumpcade. This is a really interesting one at these levels. Again, like where the market dynamics get interesting in this is, do we have funds step in and buying in? Again, we as the general public don't have any idea what valuation the token or the equity was sold at to these funds, right? Was it 50 million? Was it 60 million? Was it 70 million? Was it 75 million? Was it 40 million? Like, we don't really know. Around here at the 17 million mark, this is basically saying equity is valued just below 50 mil. So it would be safe to assume that funds start to at least get interested here. If the round was truly oversubscribed, they would start buying and potentially swapping for equity because they don't they're going to hold equity no matter what. They're going to hold those safe notes. So this is where the market dynamics get interesting. If we start seeing some very big buys, that'll pique my interest. I don't know how to play it. I don't think I have an answer, but I think we should definitely be paying attention to Pumpcade and watching it. Volume still remains pretty good. They've probably made a killing off of fees just recently as well. So watching Pumpcade, I mean, look, where I start getting interested is if we go down to like the 10 million mark, well, now you have Pumpcade at a 25 million equity valuation. And like, to me, that might be worth converting liquid tokens into illiquid assets and hoping that they go on for future liquidity events.
So you're saying 10 mil? Is that the 10 mil area?
I'm not saying that's necessarily my mark. I really personally would want to see some traction. I want to see them kick this thing live, people showing interest. I want some social proof, frankly. But, I would say there's a lot of people who see this at 10 mil and they're like, oh, 25 million equity valuation. I could go long Pumpcade here.
Yeah,
Hey, what if it is the next billion? What if it, Kalshi's raising at 20, right? Polymarket's around that price as well. Okay, well, I can get access to Pumpcade at 25. There's lots of interest in this market right now, even if it goes to 100 mil, 200 mil, 500 mil, a billion. Like, that's, a ton of upside. So that just becomes the question.
So this is how you play this on a DLMM is you go at a chart that's like quite down like this. You buy a chunk of it spot and then have it bid ask out all the way up to, I don't know, maybe it doesn't reach that all-time high, but like 0.035 or something like that. And if it dips, so if let's say it corrects 50%, yes, you will be accumulating the token on the way down. However, this is one where you're like, okay, doing that. Right. And so what DLM forces you to do is on the upside, it's forcing you to take profits. On the downside, it's forcing you to DCA, right, into something that likely, if the product's successful, I mean, there's no reason that if they're successful pumping volume, that one day Pumpcade's maybe worth 500 million bucks, even to $1 billion, if they really, really execute, right? Like, it really is a legitimate product with tens of thousands of traders and billions in volume. Yes, this thing will be worth a lot of money on the equity value side. So anyways, that's the strategy. I like this dip here. I think, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to lie. I don't think you get too cute on these. I think you start delimbing in now and accumulate down to 10 mil.
Yeah, I would even run a little below 10 mil. But yeah, so I mean, that's a strategy. Get in some spot here if you like it. Have the DC open down here, and then as you kind of go up, you can maybe sell out. But that's a strategy. It's nonetheless, it's one of the most interesting experiences we've seen on chain in a while. So I'm interested to watch it. Would love to see some of the funds like publicly proclaim that they've been buying this if they are buying and swapping. So question for you, Josh.
For this one, so let's say I had 20 SOL right now. I would probably buy 10 SOL spot here and then have 50-50, have the it up to 0.035 on the long side, and then down to 0.01 to the downside. I'll even show you maybe in so basically what you can do is, so let's say you had 20 SOL, you take 50% of that 10 and 10, right? 10 SOL of Pumpcade, 10 SOL of SOL. You take half of it and you do a spot strategy, and then you would click on it, the position, and go add liquidity, and you would take the other 10 or the other 5 SOL and 5 SOL worth of Pumpcade, and you would do bid ask. And so you have this spot bid ask strategy where you're getting money liquidity in at the current market price, but you're also then, either taking profits or accumulating more. And again, if it were to go down to 10 mil, I think you're okay having all that Pumpcade. I think like that's a trade you want to have, you want to be in. So that's where delimbing is good on tokens that you want to accumulate kind of situation. I might actually take that trade, just to be clear. So,
well, we got the water team in here. We're going to pivot over to that.
Let's all buy water and log off forever. Okay. Okay. Keep in mind, guys, this is a very low cap name, a little lower than we usually have on the show, but you know what? We're out here pretty aggressive in my opinion. Yeah. But I mean, Pumpcade's an interesting product. If Pumpcade's a good product, your upside is like, this could be what, like the equity value could be hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah. I mean, that is very very out there. That's like the 0.001% chance it goes really right. So, you know, don't get caught up in the semantics. It probably goes to zero, as most private equity companies do. That, again, not a diss on Pumpcade, but just we know one in a handful of these projects actually ever go and churn a profit. So, with that said, I'll get Quisats, I believe is how we pronounce it, but I'm going to need some help on that up here. Talk about water. Look, the thesis here is water is allowing you to provide stable yield or consistent yield on your money. And that's what we're looking for. DeFi getting wrecked, going down, reputations tanking. No one knows what to do. So if I can make 1% a day, which is what potentially what I'm seeing here, that could be interesting. So without further ado, Quisats, how are we pronouncing this?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Sound good.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you're saying it right. It's Quisats. So yeah, Water is a project that I made because like I had just like one goal in crypto and overall in life, and that's just like not work. To be like an eternal need,
Cool.
and that I don't have.
I want to work forever.
You do. I mean, like, I love to work, but I love to work on things that I liked, So
I like to work on my pickleball game. I like to work on my tan, stuff like that. So if you can find me a solution to not having to spend my time on screen all day, I might have to bail on the guys here and come join you.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, that's the idea. Like to be exposed to meme coins through DLMM. So like the whole idea of Water is that you just hold the token and you are getting daily yield. That's it. Like I tried to make it as simple as possible. No like complicated stuff that you have to explain or anything. Just hold and get yield. That's it. And so far, like it's a month since we launched, and everything is working perfectly. We get daily yields, all the holders, and that's like it. That's kind of like it. You just hold and you get money. And I wanted to create some more gamification to the project because I'm a huge fan of Dune from Frank Herbert. I think you know it because like the Dune 3 is coming out this year. It's a huge movie by a huge director. And
Love Dune.
Yeah, bro, I really love Dune. And like the whole lore and everything around it, I just wanted to create it a project in crypto because I love crypto, I love Dune, and I love passive yields. So I just combined all these three things together and created Water. So
yeah. So I got to ask how this works. So you're using Meteor DLMM, right?
Yeah. We have 5 AI agents. All of them have different risk management. So like they are deploying and managing liquidity pools, DLMMs, on meme coins and anything that has huge volume and huge organic Jupyter score. So they are not buying rug pools and shit coins. I mean, they buy shit coins, but they have to be established or something. Like for example, they made around $300 or $400 on Uncle, because it dropped heavily and it's like beautiful, and just people eating, or I would say drinking, and they have different strategies, stop loss, take profit, whatever. They're just doing what they are supposed to and feeding us.
Okay. What's your so I want to ask a bit about these strategies. So you do some filtering. You said Jupyter what score? Can you just define how you do filtering? Because filtering is like one of the most important parts to this.
Yeah. You're right. There are multiple layers to this. Like the first is just to see like how many bundlers, holders are there, and insiders. These are the casual things. Then there is a layer of holders, like their activities. If the top holders are selling, if they're accumulating more, and stuff like that. All of these and many more things. Honestly, I don't even know at this point what they are like watching on the coin, like what they are. How they're reading their own chain, because like it's been a month and I have to ask these AI agents like, okay, how did you find that this coin is a good coin, and like that. So there are many data layers, and they are ranking the coins in a system. So the higher rank a coin has, the more liquidity it deploys. The lower rank, it's a lower size.
So a coin like Unk pops up, kind of checks all the boxes. Now, or is it telling you to buy or deploy the liquidity, or are you using some automation and it goes and deploys the liquidity?
Oh yeah, of course, it is automated. I don't do anything. Like, I just came daily and see how much they made and distribute the profits to holders. That's it. Like, it's
Okay.
all automated, and the ultimate goal is that I don't even have to touch it. Like every
Yeah.
day it happens for me and for everybody.
So does it monitor, because obviously if it falls out of your range, I'm going to talk about the specific DLM strategies that it's doing, but because if you're DLMing and it falls out of your range, you'll take some L's. So is it like is there some stop losses, or what's
Of course, yeah, there are intelligent stop losses. So like, if the volume starts drying up, or maybe the holders are selling too much, or just like different different things, different indicators that they can see, they are just going to take the L faster. Like, this is one thing that the bots are good at, because like in every time, like, there is daily epochs. One epoch it means like, let's say they made one sol and it is delivered to people. So they have to make 1% every day, the bots. If they don't make the 1%, the day is skipped. So they accumulate one day more, and then there is a new epoch, there is new distribution. So yeah, they have intelligent stop losses and take profits also. Like, if the bot is in a profit and then it starts going down, it rather stops like at break even than going to the loss. And
Right.
there are like multiple things like this.
Yeah, no, totally. And so what is your opinion on the most important filters? Yeah, I'm actually curious of this question, because in the Meteor, like in the interface, there's no kind of bundling, or like you're kind of looking on like Deck Screener using bubble maps as a someone who's manually doing it. So yeah, just curious what your most important, or you think the most important indicators are.
That's a really hard question, honestly, because I don't even know. Like,
Okay.
the agents, they have the layers, they have everything, and they do it themselves. And if I see there is something wrong, or there was a big loss or something, we analyze it, and then we update it. We update the bots to be more aware of these things.
Got
But
it.
one thing that was really powerful in terms of these data layers is GMG and that AI, because they recently released their API, which means you can use their like, they have really good info about bundlers, insiders, and stuff like that. So now we can feed it to our AI agents, and they are scanning all the tokens they are about to buy or about to pull.
Yeah, and what kind of strategies do they deploy to? Like, are you using spot, bid ask, curve?
Yeah,
What's
mostly because it's shit coins. They are doing like really deep bid ask, like -70, -80%, one-sided, of course, only Solana. They are not buying the tokens. But sometimes if the token is really established, for example, like Punch, they can buy a little bit, like, let's say $100 and of the token, and then $100 of Solana. They can make like a spot position from the chart, like you said previously here in the chat, in the live stream, that like when there is a range, they can create the range for you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
And are they creating, sorry, Dom, I just got some couple
Sure.
more mechanical questions to go through. Are they creating the liquidity pools
No, they
for
are
a token, or
only,
are they saying, hey, there's not enough TVL in here, that there is some fee capture? Like, I'm just trying to understand liquidity pool selection. Like, there's a few factors. So obviously volume going through the pool, the fee, and then the like utilization or whatnot, like the I forget what it's called here. If I look, the 24-hour fees to TVL ratio. So is there a certain amount of like, if it's a pool with a bunch of TVL in it, for instance, and you add your liquidity in, you're not really earning enough fees versus the risk that you're taking having your liquidity in that pool. I'm just wondering your thoughts on that.
Yes, I mean, like they are not creating new pools. They are not creating
Okay.
new DLMMs. They are only aping that things that exist already and are, making fees. Like you said, there are many indicators on Meteora, like total value locked and total value like fee, like 24-hour fees and stuff like that. So they are considering all of these things, and that's how they deploy. And actually, even when there is big total value locked, they still can make money, because like if the liquidity pool is concentrated, it's just like still making money.
Got it. Go ahead, Dom. Sorry.
Yeah, no, sure. I guess my question for all of this is like, what is your background? We got into all this, but like, have you been a delimmer for a while? Are you an engineer? Is this vibe coded? Is this the first time you've ever heard of delim? Like, just give me a little idea about your background, how it even came to your attention to try to use this as a way to farm passive income, basically.
Yeah. I mean, we actually met in Abu Dhabi, but we
I,
haven't
I
had the chance to speak that much. So, yeah, my past is like I
Wait,
was
we met you in Abu Dhabi? Is that
yeah,
well,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
awesome. Okay, we met a lot of people and just it's hard to see obviously if you don't have a face to put it towards. I think did you get our t-shirt by chance? Did we get you merch or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I was like there for just one day or something, and then I left. So, yeah,
Okay.
probably not. Probably not.
You met Dom though, specifically?
Yeah, we have some messages corresponding for a little while, but we met in Abu Dhabi, and this is the first time we've obviously had him on the show, but crazy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was
No,
just
it's
a
good to know.
moment.
But for the people here, and to refresh my memory, could you just walk me through a little bit about the lore behind yourself and
Yeah.
how you got into creating agents and teaching them how to delim?
Yeah. Okay. So in the past, I had the chance to, I was an artist mainly. I was making videos and stuff like that. And I'm not sure if you know an art coin that was launched back when the Fog was running. The art coin was called Sui. It was like a little orange creature. Not sure if you know or if you remember, but
Okay.
we happened to push it to 44 million market cap, and that's like when my developer era started. I was taking care of the coin, I was making art for it, I was
making some money.
Yeah, I mean, like I lost everything trying to get it back, but that's a second.
Yeah, fair.
Like it is. So yeah, the coin died, but I kept being in crypto. Of course, I'm managing the LMMs like for a year or two, maybe, I believe so. So I have some past in the LMMs, and like about AI agents, this is kind of a new thing because I've started in December. I started vibe coding because I saw like AI is taking my job, video producing and art, whatever. So I had to switch, and I went for vibe coding, and I connected the three things that I love the most: art, passive yields, and AI agents. So that's kind of like how I got to it, and it works so far. It works, and I'm glad. And I got a whole year to make this a really good passive income yielding.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at our messages here, and back when you sent these in April, you mentioned 55.3% tokens locked. You mentioned at that point it's 65 Solana TVL, 16 sold, distributed to holders. All your different epochs. Can you just walk me through about how that's currently looking? How long have you guys been running? How long have you guys been distributing yields? How's that been looking? Is there a chart where I can see kind of growth?
Yeah, I mean, so far, like I kind of didn't tell you about the mechanics. So like if you lock your tokens in our dashboard, maybe I can share the screen here, right?
Please.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Can you see it?
Yep. Okay, perfect. You're on there. I tried to show the dashboard, but I didn't want to connect my wallet, so I actually,
Yeah. It's all right. So this is my wallet. You can see that I have 30 millions, and I locked it forever because here in Vault you can lock your tokens and get like a boost for the yield. So for example, if I lock for 3 days, I get 1.5x. All the way to locking my tokens forever, and I get 3 times boosted the yields from whatever the bots made. So if you look like 3% forever, you're becoming a god emperor. That's like the highest state of this whole thing, and you are getting like additional yield from from one custom bot that only shares their profits with god emperor. So that's kind of it. And about the information, so like currently there is 45.7% locked of the token. So like there is only 55% circulating supply on Solana currently, and like people are locking their tokens so they can get more yield. That's it, you know. And I've seen like so much commitment from the community locking, you know, like 45% is a kind of a huge percentage for a meme coin, I would say. So I haven't seen that before, you know, like, so yeah. The
Where
market
did
cap is
this launch? Because you use Meteora DBC and I don't see it's a bags token or printer.
Yeah, we launched a month ago, and I launched it, you know, just through terminal. I just learned how to launch with Meteora DBC because I wanted it to be as custom as possible, because like the fees from different platforms are you know, kind of shit for the idea that I made. You know, I needed to have all the fees so I can feed the fees to the bots. You know, like everything. Like if you buy any kind of amount of water, the fee is 2%, you know, the swap fee, and all that fees, all these fees are going to the bots. So
so I wanted to ask actually how you get AUM or TVL. Do people deposit their SOL to this, or are you just using fees from the trading on the token?
Yeah, it's just from the token. It's just from the token and from the what bots made. You know, like if they make whatever they make, like 10%, they're keeping 10%. So like this is all from the volume of the token and from the bots.
Got you. And you know, something I was thinking about with these agentic trading, I don't know if we're quite at the point where agentic trading's good enough to where you can really be hands-free and just let it print without having to worry. Is there a chart that shows the growth over time? Like how risky is this? Are you worried that these bots are gonna make a mistake and all of a sudden, you know, that 76 or whatever Solana you have drops to a much lower number? And how are you like continuing to, I guess, iterate on this and make these bots better?
Yeah, so I mean, you know how the LMMs work. Like even if the token is falling, you can make money from the volume. So like this is probably the core of them saving their budget, because like if they would buy tokens, they are risking a lot of capital. So like with this SOL only bid ask, they are on more like safe kind of a side of trading and pooling. So this is one thing. Another thing is like every time there is someone trading the token, all the fees are coming to the bot. So the total value locked of the bots is still growing, you know. And of course, there can be time that the total value locked is going to be like going to the side, you know, like not growing that much because there is no volume on the token. But that's fine, because that's how I made the water. Like it's uncoupled from the price and volume of the token. So like the water can die, it can go to zero, and people are still going to make money and get paid. So yeah, and in terms
Based
of
on the DLIMs or the AUM there. Maybe, and this is an important delineation, because you're using SOL only, you're only getting filled as the price decreases. You said you use a very deep bid ask, which means there's a slider on the DLIM terminal where you can weight the bid strategy to lower in the price range versus it being evenly distributed across the price range. So in that scenario, you're accumulating tokens that are going down, which meme coins do. And then as they go back into the ranges, they're selling, like you're just earning fees from like this. Yeah, much more even. You can like really emphasize the bottom of that range. I don't know why your price isn't showing up there in water. And if you want to draw this out, Key Sats, feel free to screen share if you want to draw it out. I'd pull the Meteor terminal up, but it lags my computer sometimes too much.
I'm kind of confused. I'm not sure what you mean by this. Like, yeah, it's exactly like you said. Like, but the token doesn't have to go that high. If there is high volume, even dying token kind of can like print. You know, if it goes
Yeah.
down, it's mostly like that. Like the bid ask, like the price doesn't even go minus 80%. It maybe goes like minus 10% or something, and then it gets back, and there is already a profit, and the bot is taking it. You know, like he's not
Yes.
waiting for the whole price to really drop 90%. Like the take profit is much sooner executed. You know.
Yeah.
So the question becomes, you know, if these strategies work for a long enough period of time and people are pulling in, you know, 0.5%, 1%, 0.1% per day, you know, it's nice passive income. You know, what's your message to them? Like, how do you get this out? How do you get this circulating? How do you grow this pie into a much bigger protocol, I guess?
Like one of the point was that I don't have to market it. It will market itself because like it's a good tech, you know. So yeah, but like that is the main point. The second point is like I'm still meeting new people. I'm networking with more guys, and I'm onboarding more people, more whales, and people who really care about the product. And you know, like this is kind of the way how it grows so far, like really slow, but I'm not pushing it, you know. I don't expect it to do 100x because like I don't even care about the water price genuinely, because like the tech is what I wanted to create and what feeds me. So yeah, just like that. And I do have some updates coming about the website and about some other things. So just casual developer things, you know. You keep cooking, you do what you love, and people eventually see it. And
Yeah, so Top Fumbler, there's kind of two things happening here. There's a token called Water, which is giving 2% of fees into a pool of AUM that 5 agents are running, and they're running DLMM strategies, and then the yield is being paid to people staking the Water token, and you can change the duration that you're staking the Water token. So Keysat mentions that you could stake it for unlimited amount of time, forever, basically. So those tokens, I guess, are permanently locked, but you're earning the passive income from people trading the token and from the agent trading. And maybe on this, Keysat, like, what's a scenario where, you know, your AUM, or the, you know, amount of SOL you have, let's say you have 100 SOL, it's like $8,000, right? But your market cap, your token, maybe it doubles to 150, 200K. Like, do people look at that and say, look, there's not a lot upside here? It's kind of like it's capped because the AUM is only so much. Like, what I'm asking is that how do you get to the point where you're printing so many fees that this kind of just really, really, really grows at a quicker rate?
yeah, that's a great question, because like for many people, buying at certain big price, it doesn't make sense because the fees aren't that big. But like this is for people to speculate, you know. Like this is kind of like I don't need to care about this because the token lives, the tech is working, and people have to create their strategy and enter when they can, enter when they see it to be worth it and stuff like that. So this is up to the market, up to the people, and yeah.
And do you have like estimated APR projections or like past APY APR on the different locks, the 1.3, the 1.5, the 3x? Is there any way we can track how much that's historically, I guess, yielded to date?
Like I haven't made kind of a chart like that yet, but I'm kind of working on it right now to be easier, like to communicate the APR. But it still changes, you know. Like the total value locked of the bot is growing, and the more it grows, the higher the yield is there for people, you know. So like I cannot predict like what is the total value locked of the bots to give like a real good number of what is the APR. So yeah, but you can, for example, see the top holder on our website. You have a Spire. Spire is like a leaderboard, and you can see the profiles of the people. Let me show you one just quickly.
Okay.
Yes, please. You can share your screen with the little computer plus symbol at the bottom.
Okay, I got it. Can you see
Yeah.
it now?
Thanks, Top Lumber. And there's a really quick Gita Griffin said, what hair product are you using, Dom? I don't know if you have any Alpha on hair products.
Alpha on hair products? I actually don't use any hair products. Natural.
It's just natural grease.
It's a wig. Yeah, natural greasy Italian is all it is, dude. No.
Triple
sorry.
T, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so here in Spar you can see all the holders and their factions. So this is another thing, like we have 4 factions. Fremens are getting 10% of the daily yield. Harkonnens, they are getting 20%. Atreides, they are getting 30%, and Imperators, they are getting 40% of the total yield. So, for example, if we make $100, like $40 are going just to these 6 people. So this is the top holder, Fundamental, and he locked like 3% forever. Here you can see down, 3% for 27 days and 2% for 10 days. So like he locked a lot of money, a lot of tokens. Sorry?
I said, wow, that's a lot of that's almost 100
yeah. Like I am genuinely surprised. Like he believes in the project a lot, and you can see like in 1 month he's so far made 3.3539 Solana. So I mean, like this is the way how can people see like
do you know this person?
How much people are making? Yeah, I don't.
No,
I mean,
wow.
like when he bought, like he sent me a message, and now we are kind of friends. You know, I'm just talking to him. So, yeah, he's a nice guy now. He's a nice guy.
Okay, so 9%. He's pulled in about 3 to 4 souls.
Why do the different factions earn like more? What's the story behind that? Like, why would I join one faction or the other? If I join a faction, the yield would drop.
Longer duration.
Faction is set depending on how much you hold. If you hold just 1 million up to 9 million, you are a Fremen. If you hold more than 1%, you are Harkonnen. And if you hold more than 2%, you are Atreides. And more than 3% is Imperator. And if you lock that 3%, you become the special faction, which is God Emperors. You know, we have like 4 of them currently. And I am one of them, of course, to show the proof that I am in this project, not just for quick buck. I locked all my tokens too. So yeah.
Yeah, this is a long read here. I think the TLDR is like, okay,
I'll just read it. Could be nice to have something similar, but pools can be created by anyone, like traders, brands, groups, agents, etc. Have them all show up in a leaderboard and allow people to stake sold to them. But like when you want to designate ADA to a pool or something, but for DLMMing. Okay.
ADA's like, is that Cardano?
Maybe, yeah, ADA is Cardano. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not understanding the question. Let me read it again. Could be nice to have something similar, but pools can be created by anyone, like traders, brands, groups, agents, etc. Have them all show up in the leaderboard and allow people to stake SOL to them. A bit like when you want to delegate Cardano to a pool or something, but for delimbing. Okay, so I guess what he's saying is, would you ever consider taking on outside capital instead of holding the water token necessarily? People could come and stake their SOL, and I guess receive some sort of
yeah. I know what he means. Like in the future, I'm going to create a kind of like a thing that where you can deploy your own agents and make them just give them Solana, you know, so you don't have to hold the token. You can just give them Solana and they will cook for you. And just part of the profits are going to be the buybacks of the token. But like that's a future thing. I cannot even like say like when I'm going to do this, but yeah, the main idea is currently working, and yeah.
Well, this is interesting. I think it's kind of more of a tell on where we're headed in the agentic economy and just like what agents will be able to do in the future for earning potential. It's pretty crazy. You're seeing this firsthand. But where do you think we are in 3 months? Because even something like this can change so much in 3 months in terms of the skill sets agents have and what they can do. I don't know. Where do you think we head directionally in terms of agentic trading?
Yeah, I believe that it's going to be oversaturated sooner or later. So I believe the people who are early in this kind of agentic economy, they are like early, you know what I mean? Like they can adapt quickly. And I already thought about this, like if so many people are going to start making pools and DLMM pools and agentic pools for Meteora, then yeah, it is going to get saturated, and that's when people will need to start thinking like about other kinds of passive incomes. And for that, I already have some things in my pocket, but I don't want to quite talk about it yet. But there are many more ways of how to get passive income on from agents, right?
Yeah, and I would say even manual trading right now and delimbing, there's not a lot of liquidity providers, but there's a ton of meme coin traders, and it is still. I've been able to make some good returns in the last few weeks. I've been really surprised. Things like new ecosystems popping up, like Printr popped up. There was no one providing liquidity, and if you're, I mean, the one of the top tokens, the TVL's 20K, but yet it's generated, $2,000-3,000 in fees in the last 24 hours. Like you're earning, 10 to 15% on the TVL in that pool every 24 hours. That's pretty impressive. On tokens that are going up in value, which at some point they probably will go down in value. So keep that in mind. I wanted to ask this one because I actually am curious. This question too is because you've dealing for so long in a fairly kind of like rough market, to be honest. But what do you think? Do you think it's still lucrative? Do you think we can still make money?
Like about current price you're asking, because I'm
So
kind of
the
confused.
question specifically is, how has DLMMing changed since you started? Is it still as lucrative? Do you think we are early or late?
Okay. Like, of course, back in the days, it was more. It was like the profits were much bigger because not many people were doing it. Currently, it's getting like more and more liquidity is there. Like we have a meme coin that's like 100K market cap, and the liquidity for it is also 80K or something, like because of
Wow.
DLMMs, So that's kind of like an issue, I believe. But at the same time, if there is a good token and there is enough liquidity, it's only good for the token and for the whole ecosystem, because we need runners, and for good runners we need good liquidity. So I believe it's just going to be better and better, and we can count on Meteora to create more and more interesting tech.
Shout out Meteora. Thank you for sponsoring the show. We agree. The new terminal is great. Maybe one last thing on the token from me is just it seems like the only way to get exposure to this income, if you'll call it, is by buying the token. I think that's an interesting mechanic for allowing people to give it soul. I guess, like, is there any way for these agents to get incremental soul, or is it only and will only be through buying the token in terms of the trading fees?
Yeah, as I said, currently it's just by buying the token, because like that's the most simple way for everybody. But in the future, as I said, I'm planning to do this kind of a thing where you can deposit Sol and let the bots work for you, like spawn them. But I don't want to, like create stuff that is already made. I think you have a Swarm or something like that, some project coming up, and
Right.
they have something similar, like you can spawn an agent and it works for you or trades for you. So yeah, I'm trying to make water as specific, as unique as possible. So I'm really careful about the future updates.
Awesome. Any more questions, Dom?
I'm totally good. I mean, it's interesting. I'm just like fascinated by the agentic economy and having the agents basically trade for you. Look, DLM's cool. It's a bit daunting. I think there are a lot of people that would see DLMing and being like, I want to provide liquidity, but I don't want to go through the rigorous. It's not even rigorous, but I don't want to go through the process of learning it or understanding impermanent loss, all this jargon. I just want to put in a bot that's going to do it. And I think that's essentially what happens is,
Yeah.
I mean, DLMing, it's just going to come down to bots finding the pools with a lot of volume, doing the math to where it's plus EV. If the token does go down 70% or whatever, that they're still kind of coming out of it profitable. And I think that's what it comes down to, a math game that agents end up playing with DLMing. And it'll be interesting to see where we head in the next couple months. So yeah, makes a ton of sense.
How big's the team? Just you, solo dev?
Oh yeah. I'm just a solo dev, but like I'm looking currently for an intern for the socials because I'm so locked in building that I'm kind of forgetting about the X. So yeah, like that's the only thing that I'm currently looking for.
All right, looking for
Maybe
an
you can find one.
intern. Yeah.
Maybe someone in here wants to be the water intern. You know who to reach out to.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's a lot of confusion around DLMing. I mean, I've traded crypto products for a decade, and even it took me a few days to figure. Ultimately, you just got to deploy capital, but then you're manually doing it, and you're not having the same kind of risk management and automation that automation brings. And yeah, it's interesting. Okay, Keith Sats, we'll leave it there. Glad that we met you at Met Dobby. That's awesome. I like meeting people that or like talking to builders that we've met before and met in person. It just increases the trust factor. So versus like random projects.
Oh yeah, of course. Networking is important. And I hope to see you guys in some new and upcoming events too.
Yeah, are you
well, Miami is going to be the
are you
next
at
one here for
Miami
Accelerate
or?
Consensus.
Yeah, maybe we'll catch up there.
All right. Well, let us know.
All right,
You
we have
a
a
line.
live stream on the floor of Consensus, so link up and maybe we'll get you on. This is an interesting project.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate you guys. And you're really nice. Both of you are really good at
Thank
this,
you.
and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks so much. We'll catch up soon. Peace.
Yeah. See ya.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right.
Dom,
All right,
can
cool.
we I need a screenshot for the thing. Can you throw that chart open there real quick?
Oh, you want to do that, Josh?
Yeah, it's that market, buddy. It's that
man.
market. Caveat here, guys, this is a
This
little
is for
lower
context.
cap.
Yeah.
A little lower cap than we like. But I think interesting project. I do not have a position. I will not be buying a position. But it is an interesting project.
Yeah, I think look, I guess the thesis comes down to like agentic trading is probably where we're headed. And
Yeah,
just like Top Fumbler said, look, no one really wants to click the buttons, especially for like something like DLimming, where it's like a lot less conviction trading and much more volume trading. And like realistically, if there is a bot that can do the math on it and just say it's plus EV for me to go in on this position, even if it goes down 70%, and this is how long the average token goes down or how much the average token goes down in the first day or two, like it'll start doing those maths and completely automated from us. So nonetheless,
yeah, my only feedback on this is just how do you scale it, right? Like you have 80, 60 SOL. Like realistically, you need 600 SOL in there running this thing for it to get to size. And like if you want the token to get to a significant market cap where it's like getting noted. So, how do you get to 600 SOL? Well, think about the trading fees you got to generate, right? Like it's just such a slow burn to get there. I don't know. And then at some market cap, go ahead.
It's kind of like how the DLMM token is too, right? You remember the DLM token? Same thing.
Pull that. Actually, let's look at that.
Here, remember this is, and we only do this because this is kind of in the same ballpark. It's like this is a project where it's got a treasury and it just delims, and the treasury gets disseminated to DLM holders, right? And over time, I think in this case, DLMM gets bought and burnt with the profits, rather than like I think a direct yield to the holders. So it's a bit different, but same kind of strategy here. And I mean, it's held very well in this market, all things considered. I think it's burned over 25% of supply already, but like again, it's a slow burn. How can this? I don't know how much Solana they're trading or how many funds they're trading. Clearly, it continues to grow, but like at a very slow rate. So that's the big question. But
yeah,
whatever.
again, yeah, slow rate, and if it almost like one of those things where it's like it takes too long to get there, and someone else figures it out and does it differently. But anyways, nonetheless,
yep. Let's can you guys try to get the team on? Send you all a DM, but I'm unsure if you guys check them. I'll check. I've been kicked out of the MCG account on my phone, so I got to log back in, and I will be able to check.
We keep strict OPSEC out here because if you ever see the MCG account like tweeting something asking for money, please ignore it. That's definitely not us. We will never ask you guys for money. So
yeah. Nonetheless, boys, let's get Kai from Swarms on, friend of the show. We've had him on before. They built a pretty fantastic business, it seems like. Maybe we'll just talk to him a bit more about what's going on behind the scenes. Kai, welcome back, bud.
Where's Yuki? Is she joining the channel or what? You're muted, buddy. I want to know where Yuki's at. You're
muted.
No.
Oh, hey guys. How's it going? That's actually a good question.
Is she in the room with you? Where what are we talking about here, buddy?
No, unfortunately.
She's reading the quantum. What's the book behind you? Quantum. Move your head. Quantum field theory.
Oh my gosh!
Love it, Kai.
So
what's my dev?
What's the tweet TLDR on quantum? Is it gonna come and take all our Bitcoin and we're cooked, or?
I don't know too much about quantum computers. Quantum field theory is essentially like it's like a theory of what happens below subatomic particles. So like electrons, like what makes up like an electron. Like it goes to like the very fundamental like rules of the universe basically. But I don't know too much about quantum computers.
Oh, see, okay. So my smooth brain thought they were just like in the same ballpark there. So okay. Yeah. Nonetheless, you guys are crushing, huh? Sound like you're doing pretty good. We talked a little bit before getting you on, and all things are running smooth at the Swarm side, it sounds like.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's going good. We just recently released a new feature called Frenzy Mode on our Launchpad, and essentially enables. We built the feature originally to like really empower teams to get more revenue from their agents. And so like there's already been like 100 frenzy agents and prompts from like the 17th of April. Teams have already made like 60K plus in fees. And there's been 20,000 new unique users that have signed up to Swarm since then. Like this main Solana account retweeted, and like things have been going crazy ever since then. So, but yeah, basically now there's only one other launchpad that has the same fee structure as us, which is Bags. So the like frenzy mode is basically giving like the same fee structure as Bags, but to real builders and not meme coin devs. So yeah.
So let's walk it back a little bit. And just for anyone that's not familiar with Swarms, could you just give a quick elevator pitch on like what it is you guys are offering, and then we can kind of get more into like the frenzy mode and the details here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Swarms, our goal at Swarms is to build the agent economy. So we build a vast array of developer tools. And we also provide our marketplace so that builders can buy or build, deploy, and monetize agents. And yeah, so we've been building like a lot of agentic infrastructure, APIs, and things like that for a long time. And then in December in MetDabi, we released our marketplace where you can buy, sell, and tokenize your agents and prompts using Meteora. So we basically provide like literally any type of agent infrastructure we probably have that you could use to build an agent, deploy an agent, and start like making money from it.
Interesting. And you guys have been around for quite some time. It's almost like you've seen the growth of agents. Where have we come from when you guys really started and when you guys started focusing on Swarms to today, where agents have just grown so much, and now you can actually make serious money from them?
Yeah, we started building Swarms originally 4 years ago as like just like a research project, like our first SDK, which is Swarms Python. And back then, like the LLMs were nowhere near as intelligent today. But as time has gone on, and the LLMs have gotten better, like the algorithms that like essentially piece together different agents and like how they communicate has gotten so much better. And now agents are starting to do like an increasingly larger amount of human work. Like all developers now are using agents to code. Pretty soon, everybody's going to be using agents for marketing. And we believe that there should be a market for this. We think agents are assets, and that you should be able to buy, trade, and sell these assets. And I think honestly, in the future, like the company that will do the best will be the company that has the best agents, especially if they're like products-oriented agents or like automating internal things at companies. And yeah, there's just been like so much progress from when we started 4 years ago to now that's like completely incomprehensible. But yeah, things are going good. I think agent capital markets are very like it's a thing that can happen right now, and it is starting to happen. 4 years ago, there was no market for agents. Nobody knew what agents were. It was just like this abstract research field within AI. And like the research like population of agentic researchers was still quite low, but now it's become like its own thing.
Yeah, that's really interesting. There's a lot of competition surrounding the agentic marketplace. I feel like we've also seen a lot of really cool experiments. I think happening on base where people are spinning up agents and kind of saying, you know, go make a bunch of money, right? And we saw these agents choose to like sell courses or create a bunch of SaaS products until something hit. What are you seeing right now? I guess someone who's really in the trenches, seeing what these agents are building or what people are coming up with and building with these agents. Where are they most profitable right now?
So in Swarms, like actually, you know what? Swarms is actually one of the first agent marketplaces ever. Like we only released this tokenization feature in December and December, and like it started like gaining traction and like started doing serious revenue. But we've like had this marketplace now for like 2 years, and it was one of the first agent marketplaces ever. And since December, we've really started to see like we have agents in every industry you can imagine. We have a bunch of DeFi agents. We have stock trading agents. The stock trading agents are extremely popular. We have meme agents or like entertainment type of agents. We have healthcare agents. We have manufacturing agents. We have agents in every industry you can imagine. It's not like just tied towards Web3. We have prediction market agents. We have accounting on-chain agents. We have agents that can pretty much do anything on the marketplace. And over time, that like the number of like industries and use cases is only going to go up.
Okay, so I mean that's pretty crazy. Sounds like a lot of people are using this platform. Like, I shouldn't say who's your target audience because clearly you're like targeting everyone here. But is this B2B sales for the most part? Are who's using all these products and how many users do you have on this platform uploading their agents? I got a bunch of questions around also like how are they making money? What's the splits looking like? So maybe we'll start at the top. Who's the main target audience, I guess, for a lot of these agents being sold?
So historically for the marketplace, it's been B2B. It started off as B2B because like basically on every agent or prompt or not essentially fully B2B, but like developers B2B. So like if you go to like the Yuki prompt, for example, all the way at the top, and you click on Yuki, you'll be able to find integrations to integrate Yuki into any app. And if you like scroll down, we have like API integrations that you could use to integrate Yuki. So like the platform was mostly built around for developers across many different industries. So like any type of like agent developers that want to integrate agents into their product or into their company. And over time, as time goes on, we're starting to go a little bit more consumer. And pretty soon we'll be releasing the mobile app version of the marketplace, which will be super consumer. It will be like consumerish, like consumer app for professionals. And so we're really just like trying to democratize and expand to as many like different markets as we can. But it originally started off as agent developers who want to essentially find agents or list their agents, and other developers can use those agents.
Okay, so is it on you to market these products like these stock trading agents? Are you going into stock groups and shilling them and marketing them, or is this okay? We're onboarding developers to upload their agents and kind of people will just come here to find what they need, their fit.
Yeah, I would say it's like you list your agents. If your agents is an interesting feature about the marketplace is that once you first there's 130,000 plus users of the marketplace in general. So we do have like last week we had 70,000 new unique visitors. We had 20,000 new signups. So we do have like lots of developers, lots of consumers. Like the market now, like our audience now is like quite diversified, I'd say. But now like an interesting feature that we have is that every time you
those are huge numbers, by the way, Kai. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, those are huge numbers. I'm trying to figure out how you got to this point. Like, is it just word of mouth?
I would say it's mostly Twitter. It's a lot of Twitter, lots of developer stuff. Like we're super popular on GitHub. I have a world record for the number of Python packages. So it's like the developers know about us on GitHub. We have a good Twitter. We used to make a lot of YouTube videos. We have a pretty big Discord with like 14,000 people. Yeah, it's like a bunch of different channels. But yeah, so an interesting feature that we have in the marketplace is that every time now you publish a new agent or a prompt, so an agent, what if you go to the launch page and you try and publish an agent could be an Xrel 2 server, or it could be code. So you could like list code for sale. Or prompt is just natural language instructions. All right, it's no code. And so those two are like different target audiences. Like one is for developers and the other one is for consumers, or like people that just don't like know how to code. Um, so we have Yuki's actually analyzing every new prompt and agent on the launchpad. So every time you try and publish something, if Yuki rates it below 2.5, it will actually be banned. So like you will not be allowed to publish it. So we're like essentially trying to clean up slop from entering the marketplace. So like all the validation, anytime you publish something, everything is like automated. It's permissionless, but we still have like quality checks, if that makes sense.
So you have 20,000 new people using this app in the last month. Is that what you said?
20,000 new signups in the past week.
In the past week. Okay, geez. So you got 20,000 new signups in the past week. You built Yuki. You built Clawpay. How many of these agents are you building yourselves just for like, hey, I see a gap in the market. We as a developer team are going to go and build this.
We didn't build Clawpay.
Okay.
Yeah, we did build Yuki. Yuki is kind of like we're essentially making Yuki like a customer support or like a marketplace like advisor agent. So like pretty soon Yuki is going to be everywhere in the marketplace, and it'll help you summarize like new prompts or agents. It'll help answer any like customer support queries that you have, and like we'll be integrating Yuki in like different places of the marketplace to make the experience more simpler, more easier, and just more seamless.
Does Yuki have a token, or is it just
Yuki does have a token, yeah.
Okay, nice.
What's the purpose going to be for that token?
So for the token itself, like, well, I would say it's just like a meme.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no like no use case. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone can come in and buy a little bit of Yuki, I guess, as she gets popular.
Yeah, she's super popular. Like, so I posted like a research thread a couple days ago on my Twitter about like some AI research stuff, and it got like 1.6 million views and like thousands of likes.
Yeah, can we look at that? Because I wanted to touch on this.
Got this pulled up right here.
Yeah, so like Yuki's starting to get popular, Swarms are starting to get popular. I had no idea this was gonna blow up. This is AI research, nothing crypto related, like nothing at all. It's just like AI research I was doing. And yeah, a lot of people have started following Swarms and like starting to see Yuki from this. So
Can you walk us through the thesis here? That, I mean, 1.5 million views, 8,000 likes, 1.3 thousand retweets, 235 comments. Like this got the people going in a big way. What was the thesis, TLDR, on this thread that you wrote up?
Yeah, essentially, so a lot of researchers in AI reasoning, so like the DeepSeek type of like there's like this subfield of AI research called reasoning. And a lot of people in this reasoning subfield of AI research have been speculating that Claude Mythos. Have y'all heard about Mythos?
Yeah,
indeed, we have.
Yes.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been speculating that Mythos uses this new model architecture called looped transformers. And I started reading like a bunch of research papers on this topic and reading a lot of tweets about this, and it started making sense. And so basically what I did is I took all this speculations and all these leaks and all these like ideas from these researchers, and I basically made it into a GitHub repo that people could use to train the model and see if this model architecture that they were hypothesizing that Mythos is indeed intelligence. And so, yeah, that's basically like the whole premise of Open Mythos. We're essentially trying to, in the open, create a theoretical reconstruction of Mythos, if that makes any sense.
So what's your thesis on Mythos? What are the implications? Because on some hand, you're like, Mythos, I hear people saying Mythos cannot, not be a thing. It's too powerful. It's gonna like change the world as we know it. And then I got other people that are saying, Mythos is like the next step towards AGI, and this is gonna change the world as we know it in a good way. Like, you're kind of, ground level here looking at Mythos and what you think it could be. What are your thoughts?
Well, first, I mean, I'm only interested in recreating something like this, and like making it open source. Like that's why I made the project. I would say there's a couple of things that we know for sure. It's really good at reasoning. It's very intelligent, and it's also very big. It's a very big model. It's not going to be like a small model like Kimi or like some other open source models that you've probably heard about. We know for sure that it's very large, and we know for sure that it's very, very good at reasoning. And those are like the two things that we know 100%. Everything else is like leaks or speculation, but
well, but hold on a second. It is very interesting because they built like an entire, like, I don't know if they call it glass jar or something like that. Like they've built like some AI industry body around with a bunch of software companies like Google, etc., to basically front run different vulnerabilities in software that Mythos can uncover. There's clearly concern here over this model that it is also in the crypto context, being used to find smart contract vulnerabilities and 0 days here and there. Is this thing like kind of so why are they building these industry groups around this? Like it's not no concern. I would say that there's definitely something here.
I would say this is all just all these tactics and things that you're saying. I think they're just tactics to get more user demand and more attention, because often in most cases fear spreads much faster than just like happiness or something. Like they're just trying to create demand for Mythos, and they could do that very easily if they say, "Wow, it's so powerful, we can't release this. We have to gatekeep."
So true.
Reverse psychology, a little psyop.
Yeah, it's literally just a psyop. I think maybe once the model is released into the public, like people will see as like, bro, this isn't that crazy or something. But this is all just a technique to get attention, and it's very effective. They're very smart.
But it's a psyop until it's not, though. The thing is what the problem could be here is that and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm more looking at the logic of why would they set up these industry groups in this instance if it could be used to reverse engineer like critical software. But I mean, it's a great marketing strategy. It's clearly worked. Your post is an example of this, right? Like X's algorithm is not going to serve it up to 1.5 million impressions if it's not got some significant insight. But yeah, okay, interesting.
Yeah. I honestly, I think it's just like a marketing strategy. There's been a couple of research papers that indicate that no matter how, like, if you benchmark one really smart model like Mythos, and then you bench that mark against that a series of, I would say, like the same models or other different models, but they work together, so they're like it's like a swarm basically. In almost every single case, 9 out of 10 cases, the multiple agents working together will always be smarter than whatever this new big model is. Right. So, like, even if a Mythos is still like super intelligent, it's like the smartest model that's ever released. If you have multiple of the models that are downstream from that, like the last opus, working together, these models working together will always be more intelligent than whatever big new individual model this is.
Yeah, because they're competing with each other, right? To find solutions, I guess.
Now, I thought
so it's like the models are getting smarter over time, but if you have like multiple models working together, multiple agents working together, you will surpass the intelligence of this new big model. So it's like, it's not that crazy for me, because like I could just get a bunch of opuses and a bunch of GPT 5.4s and like all the best OpenAI models and get them to work together, and they'll be smarter than however smart Mythos is. So it's like, it's
what
like,
do you So what do you sacrifice in this case? Because we were talking to the OpenServe guys, and they're really smart. They're integrating their technology into the UAE government. And they said some of the issues with these even simple agent chains where you have a few agents working together is it becomes very inconsistent. And maybe I don't wrap my head fully around exactly how that is or what that means, but is there like a trade-off here when you have multiple agents working together versus one superior large language model?
Well, there can be some issues in a multi-agent system, but that all depends on how you architect the system itself. Like if you like every multi-agent system is not going to be the same. It depends on the prompts you give it, how they communicate together, what tools they have. There's like so many different variables here that like almost no multi-agent system is going to be the same as any other multi-agent system. So
Sure.
if they had this experience, I might just like I would be very curious to see how they configure the system, because that would probably be like the underlying issue, because it is kind of like I wouldn't say it's like an art, but it's definitely like a skill to build like these different types of multi-agent systems. And yeah, it all comes down to how they build the system. But yeah, if you build it incorrectly, like they will be, I don't know, like there will be some errors in how they communicate. But in most cases, I have a list. It's called Awesome Multi-Agent Papers. There's literally, I have a list of hundreds of papers that show having multiple agents is better than one agent. So it's like, trivial.
Yeah.
Fascinating. We could talk on just this all day, but I want to stay focused on swarms and this new, some of the new features you've released and whatnot. Can we actually pivot?
Can I got one more on this?
Okay, what?
I want to know, Kai, what would you have to see to be concerned about, what the Mythos concern was in the first place? Like, at what point are you like, holy shit, we're kind of in trouble here? Or is there no point that will happen?
Again, I would say like I'm not very concerned about Mythos, because if you look around, like all these companies getting hacked, like
Mythos, right? Maybe Mythos aside, just in general, at what point would you have to see something that would concern you just about AI in general for the AI doomers out there?
I'm not concerned at all, to be honest.
Okay,
No doomer fuel.
No doomer. Come on, we need a clip on doomer fuel here, Kai.
Yeah, there's no dooming. So AI, like just dooming in general, spreads so much faster than optimism. Like it's much easier to be pessimistic than it is to be optimistic. And I'm just optimistic. Like I use AI every day. We're actually getting DDoSed. We've been getting DDoS for like the past 4 weeks, the whole month. We got hit one day with like 400 million API requests. And the reason that we were able to fix that issue was because of agents. So it's like agents can be used to hack other people and do bad things. But like ultimately, the only other way to beat a very smart clanker is to have another very smart clanker, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
there's no way you're gonna beat an ultra smart clanker by yourself, bro. Like, it's impossible.
Clanker world order.
Yeah, where did the clanker come from?
You need to be clank maxing. Yeah,
you're clank maxing like big time. You might be
100%.
You might be a Hall of Fame clank maxer, to be honest.
Yeah, man. I love clanks. They're amazing. They help me do things. Yeah, I don't have any. If someone like keeps trying to hack us, we have clanks to protect us. If it was just,
will you ever send them on the offense in a little counterattack?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. If it's probably like Iran, I don't think the U.S. government would care too much. But if they're in America, like they'll probably care. So, yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah.
There you go. So let me touch on the business economics, because based on our conversation, it sounds like you guys are like growth mode. Like we are positioned perfectly. Tell me a little bit about your positioning, a little bit about how you're growing. You talked about some of the, 20,000 new signups this week, which is incredible.
Also, your token has performed quite well here too.
It has. I think I've seen it went from 6, not to talk numbers here, but like 6 to much higher, 16 or something. So what's going on? What's the shift here?
Yeah. So as of right now, we're currently the biggest agent marketplace on all of Solana. There's no one bigger than us. Last week, we were the 6th biggest launchpad in all of Solana. So, yeah, we're doing really good on Solana. We still need, I would say, like we were the 6th biggest launchpad on all of Solana. We're the biggest agent marketplace on all of Solana. And right now we're just very focused on onboarding new devs, from like Web 2, Web 3, and really just trying to maximize the number of new launches. So we need like more diversity in the market for agents, and I think that diversity will bring in new demand from new markets, not just from Web3, but also Web2. We're very like both market focused. Like we're not just Web3. Like even if you come into our launchpad, you can use an agent that was tokenized without knowing anything about crypto. You don't need to know anything about crypto. And there's just like, there's no like, we're not focusing on one market too much, which is actually good. It's working in our favor. But we want to, like in December, we were the third biggest launchpad on all of Solana. So we want to go back into that spot. We want to have much more new developers, new users. We want to have a lot more deploys. And we want to make the marketplace launchpad as just as simple to use as possible and make it like the number one choice for devs to tokenize their agents, to sell their agents, and to list their agents, and just to find new agents they like using.
This is an interesting topic I want to kind of follow on with. It seems like we're starting to get this disconnect from, okay, tokens are really bad to, wait a minute, blockchain's really, really powerful. You talk about how you're the top, marketplace, marketplace on the Solana blockchain. You talk about how you've been a top launchpad on the Solana blockchain. Why is this Solana? Like, what makes you choose Solana? What makes it good infrastructure and blockchain tech for what you're building?
Solana is, without a doubt, the fastest and most dynamically scaling L1 out of all L1s. Solana scales with TPS. So, like, whatever the demand is, it basically scales with that. It's faster than ETH, faster than Base, faster than any L2 ETH network. It has more users than all of them. It has more volume than every other chain combined. Like, it has the most users out of every chain probably combined. The apps within Solana make more revenue than entire L1s, including ETH. So it's like Solana is just the best in every metric, and it's very elegantly positioned for AI because it's fast and it's cheap, and like that's pretty much it.
So
it has a lot of users. It's
and
fast and a lot of users.
Fast, cheap, a lot of users. And for your marketplace, are you using Solana as a settlement layer?
We are, yeah. So we have different business models for our vendors. So you could choose to tokenize an agent. It's optional. It's not like a requirement. You could choose other business models as well. So we have another business model where it's a one-time fee. So if you publish your agent or your prompt as a one-time fee, they have to pay to see it. They could see the reviews of people that have bought it before, but it's gated. And you could buy that agent with Solana or USDC, and it's all on Solana. Maybe we'll even add Swarms coin as well, just as like another settlement layer.
That would be a great idea, by the way. I think you should definitely do that.
Yeah. Absolutely, you should do that. And I want to touch more on Justice growth. Again, I repeated 20,000 the last week when you said you've had 180,000 total signups.
140 something total thousand signed up users.
Okay, 140 something total. Yeah, amazing stat. 20,000 just in the last week. I'm trying to figure out,
like, define as a user. Like, is a user coming to here and downloading an agent and using it? Like, give us some specifics that these users are they just buying the tokens? What's a user to you?
No, they like sign up on the marketplace itself, and they either take an action, they click on some agent or some prompt. They will download the API or they call the API for that specific agents. It's like people using the platform. We're not counting traders. If we counted traders, it would be like at least 500,000 or something.
Right. And so, like, I see a couple here, like Bug Hunters. So a user's coming, they're grabbing the API keys, I guess, to this agent. And then they're somewhere in their product, they're like, okay, I need to call the Bug Hunter agent to do something. That's the example of a user.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is that interaction, are they paying some sort of fee to call that API? Like, beyond the token, what is the actual business model here? Like, if I have a useful agent on here, am I charging per API here using X402 or something like that?
Yeah, so that's optional. So we have different business models. There's tokenization, there's gated one-time fee, and there's usage-based payments, or you can just keep it free. So like we have a lot of usage-based agents and prompts. So you could do that through X402 or even MCP. We have a proxy API that if someone puts like an MCP, we'll collect a payment, redistribute the payments and then they get the response from the users like downstream MCP server. So we're really just like we're trying to provide as many different business models to allow developers and just agent builders to monetize their agents and their prompts.
Yeah, you've been sorry, I'll ask actually along X402. The last time you're on the show, you mentioned some kind of competitor to X402 or a different payment standard. How has that gone? And is that scaling? Is there any insight there?
What was the question precisely?
The question is the last time you're on, you were talking about a kind of competing payment system to X402.
Oh,
or
yes, ATP. It's called ATP.
ATP. That's right. I couldn't remember the name. How is ATP going? Is it used alongside X402 or
Yeah, so we're using there's an option to use ATP as the monetization layer, or essentially like the way to track fees. So we're like automatically instantiating ATP for some agents that want to be monetized through mostly usage-based payments. And it's done roughly around like $3 million in total transaction count.
Really?
It's like doing pretty well, but like
like in actual value spent.
$3 million in total like volume.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's still like pretty early. I would say it's not like where we want.
I know, but X402 is like people think it's big, but it's not. It's the dollar amount is not massive on X402 too. So
well, I mean,
that's impressive.
It's significantly bigger than ATP. But you know, like as a marketplace, we're like trying to be as open as possible. So ATP is optional. If you have an X402 server already, you could just publish it, and that's pretty much it. You know, like we're not like discriminating against how the user wants to monetize their agent. So yeah, there's like different ways you could list your agents, different ways to monetize your agents, and we're like the only marketplace in the world that could do this. There's no other like agent marketplace. Virtuals is just tokenization. And yeah, like the virtuals peoples are the base peoples are just also tokenization. So like we're trying to like be Web 2, Web 3 and combine them both.
Top Fumbler says could be sick to have everything paid in Swarm though, or have something similar to VVV, and maybe Dom can elaborate on that.
Sure. Are you familiar with the VVV structure, Kai? No. So VVV is Venice token, and they have basically one token equals $1 a day in compute. They have a set amount of compute that they have, I guess, for sale, and you can now buy a token. If you stake it, you get $1 a day for the rest of your life, or as long as you have the token in compute. It's a really interesting case study.
And the token's worth like $8 right now, so it's a pretty solid $9.
Yeah, about $9. So people are valuing, you know, basically $1 a day compute at $9 upfront staking value. It's just been an interesting experiment. It's one you should look into, but that's kind of like the TLDR, I guess. Fumbler asked, could be sick to have everything paid in swarms though, or have something similar to VVV? Are you guys thinking about being the compute side to where people could spend swarms to have a set amount of compute that I guess they would use to power these agents?
Yeah, we're definitely thinking about that. We just have to like think about like the economic incentive with the tokens, or like how to do that properly. But at some point, we will be providing our users with the option of hosting the agents on our own cloud. So that will definitely be coming. And for the first matter of his statement or question is that everything should be paid. Well, it honestly depends on the user because someone just might want to get maximum distribution with their agent, and they just want it to be free. And you know, if something is free, that's theoretical. Like there's no barriers to adoption. But when you have something paid, there are like barriers to adoption because you have to pay to get the thing. So like free, we have a lot of free agents, and actually, you know, pretty soon the number of tokenized agents that we have is going to be roughly half of the number of free agents that we have, which is good because they wouldn't be doing this if they weren't making money from their agents. So yeah.
So explain that. Are people actively tokenizing agents, and are these getting a lot of secondary market trading volume, or like what's the point of people tokenizing agents? Is it so they buy agent tokens to get access to the agent? Can you just explain how this works?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the past week alone, we've had at least 100 frenzy tokens, probably now more. So the frenzy tokens have double the fees on every buy and sell. And we also have like the standard launches. So there's been like 400 total launches. in the past week with frenzy mode and normal mode. And basically, every time you buy an agent token, well, you could choose just to have the token, or you can also pay gate it. So to actually use the agent or to see the prompt, you would have to buy the token. And so like you're essentially like owning. We're essentially trying to create like agent backed ownership. So if you and also the thing I forgot to mention is that if this agent makes any revenue through ATP, the holders of the coin will receive half of all the revenue, and the creator will obviously receive the first half. So we're also working on making that optional. So like if you own an agent token, you could theoretically make money in Solana. It gets sent to your wallet by just owning this agent token. And so we're trying to essentially make a labor like an asset class. Like if you own this agent, you will earn revenue from this agent's labor, and that's the whole theory of the market.
Have you seen examples of agents earning significant fees here? So I'll give you an example. I mean, I think people think like, okay, these agents are like serving one little niche, like API call of like what the weather is going to be next week or something like that. How valuable is that? Like, but is there an example of like an agent's like really crushing it on this platform where they're earning significant fees and just people don't know about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Quant Trader agent has done now over 6 figures in total.
Bro, what?
Yeah. So it did like in fees. It did that in like trading volume. Some portion of that, maybe 20% or something, and then the other came like 80,000 something came from like just API calls. So there are agents in the market.
So 20K in trading fees on the token, 80K in API calls. Now, okay, the API calls, the 80K there, that all goes to the agent creator. None of that is like rev share per se, right?
That went to the agent creator, yeah.
Okay. The 20K or the other balance that's token fees, that also goes to the agent creator, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so the only event that you get this 50-50 creator split is if there's revenue generated through the ATP system, which is like an X402 competitor. So there's some sort of value. So like walk me through an instance when that actually happens.
Yeah, this was way before ATP. So like this agent is like there's no like token. Like if you own the token, you don't get the revenue share because we didn't have that functionality when this was launched.
Got it.
So yeah.
Okay, so let me just recap this again. So you have this quant trader agent, and I want to recap because I feel like most people aren't aware of this. Is this a crypto native guy that launched this agent? No. Okay.
This is AI researcher, Web2. Before this, he knew nothing of crypto.
Okay, so you have an average, maybe not average, maybe high level AI researcher come and launch this agent on your marketplace. He's made $100,000 from it. How did he come to find you guys? How did this become such a successful product on the marketplace? How can other people replicate this?
Yeah. So they just this person just joined our Discord and started talking to me. He wanted an agent that could help him pick like which semiconductor stocks that were doing well. And I basically told him to, make a prompt, test it. And then he was like, yo, it's doing pretty good. I've made like 20% in calls, like options calls this week. And I was like, wow, you should, list it on the marketplace.
Trading some options on semiconductors. Love it.
Well, yeah, dude. AMD, he did really well on AMD. He did really well on NVIDIA. He did well on, was it SanDisk? So it's like doing pretty well. Like it's actually a really good agent for picking stocks.
Now, it'll be interesting to see how this goes because we know energy is really hot right now. It'll be interesting to see how this does when energy is not so hot and people are kind of going to other sectors.
Yeah, energies too is like we're working on like our own internal like agents hedge fund type of thing. It's called Auto Hedge. It's still like not a product or anything, but it's like kind of a research project that we're working on like how can like if we gave agents access to every like real-time data point that they need, how good would it be with like picking good stocks and like creating portfolios and things like that. So I think definitely like stock trading agents and like having
what sets them apart? Because this top fumbler question, I think, is what a lot of people wonder. It's like, well, can I just use ChatGPT or Gemini? Like, is it how the agent is skilled up or prompted with information that makes it unique, or the data that it's trained on. And I actually have a quant friend has very strong models around this, but just want to hear your thoughts.
Well, it's not like entirely different. I mean, so you are using ChatGPT or Gemini as the base LLM, but an agent is not just an LLM. An agent has two other things that LLMs do not, which is tools and memory. So, yeah, there's like LLMs and agents are completely different. LLMs in the real world are mostly useless. They can only generate text. They can't send emails. They can't trade stocks. They can't look up the price of a meme coin on Jupiter or something. Like, it's impossible. The only thing that makes AI useful is agents, and agents are very different than LLMs. And no, you cannot have a really good stock trading agent with just ChatGPT or Gemini because first, it's not prompted, it doesn't have the right tools, and like you would have to like for an agent for like ChatGPT, you'd have to make a tool and give it to it, and you just can't do that through a chat interface.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah,
you can't do it through a chat interface. Also, like there's a lot of proprietary data that some of these traders are putting into these agents to like give it an edge that Top Fumbler you would have no access to unless you were like you know, in the industry, I guess. Maybe you are, but I don't know. Not to say you specifically, but
yeah, you could just like customize the whole system how you want, basically. Like, you know, if you don't customize it and you just use ChatGPT, you get the same results as everyone else that's trying to use ChatGPT to trade, which I don't think is a really good idea.
so Kai, I want to get
Real
your
quick.
take on this
Real quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
On this trader agent, you guys have this like pretty massive case study, I think, with your platform, what's been successful, people clearly like this agent. And so you guys have thought, okay, maybe we make our own agent that executes these trades. How are you guys like going about building that? Is it taking some of these success cases, taking the best things, looking at the things that didn't really work and building your own? How big is your team working on this? Kind of just curious in that whole direction, what you guys are thinking about.
What was the first question?
Yeah, so the first question was you have this big case study of all these different agents on your platform. How are you guys looking at this when it comes to creating your own agent? You've seen the success, right? 100K revenue to this builder is incredible. So how do you guys, I guess, convert that to doing something yourself here and making something more successful?
So we are learning like what agents are like doing well in a market. We are like essentially learning how the best agents perform and why the not so best agents are not doing so great. And so yeah, we've been building in lots of internal trading agents. Yeah, we kind of like we have been like trading and like mostly within stocks, not like too much like on the crypto DeFi side. But yeah, we are seeing all the best agents. We know how the best agents work, and we know why the not so best agents don't work. And also, I think with the feature I mentioned earlier, frenzy mode, I think we're gonna start seeing agents like break into like mid 6 figures, if not entirely 7 figures. Like if the Solana bull market comes back, there could be agents that have made over $1 million. I totally think that's possible. So yeah,
And
just what
these are crypto trading agents you think would be making like $1 million in what ways? Like trading markets up and down or from fees?
From the fees. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That's true, actually. That both. But I was telling in the context, I was talking about the fees. Yeah.
Okay. And now we can ask this question from Crypto Jones. I would tend to agree. It looks like I look at Swarms and like this is your dev's favorite devs platform, right? They like to go on this, find their marketplace, find the agents that they like, upload their own. It feels like your dev's favorite dev uses this. Crypto Jones says Swarms feels like it favors builders over traders. Any plans to reward traders? How are you guys looking at that? Are you favoring builders right now? Are you gonna try to cater to traders more? How do you look at that?
Well, definitely, I'd say like builders. I think builders are like the most important piece of this puzzle. Because without the builders, there would be nothing to trade in or trade with. And I think if we have like really good builders, and we have really good builders from both Web 2 and Web 3, but actually a very interesting observation is that most of our biggest agents, or like the agents that produce the most revenue, are actually mostly Web 2. So they come into Web 2, they're really good builders, and they ship
Is that an ice cream truck I hear in the background somewhere? Is that...
Yeah. I don't know.
Quickly, Kai, get the ice cream. Yeah. No, sorry.
Guys, okay, gotta go. I
gotta go, guys. My bad.
But yeah, I would say most of the like best agents are Web 2 based. Web2 based devs. And yeah, we're favoring builders because without builders, there would be nothing to buy. There would be nothing to trade. So
no, I agree with you.
you
I'm
need
trying
builders,
to,
and then you need to like also make the traders happy, and then you have both. So
yeah.
like, yeah, you need like kind of like both, I guess.
I agree with you. And you know what we've seen with Venice, and I think Venice, when it first launched, which is VVV, it was kind of hated and people didn't like it. And it had this really long down period and the market was down too, in fairness to it. But I guess it found some sort of magic with its token. It found like this kind of right balance between we give the token utility because it represents compute on our platform, whatever little mechanic. And all of a sudden now it is the hottest thing on base. It's ripping, it's going to all-time highs, it's gaining attention, and the attention is bringing in more business, more signups. Like there's kind of like a network effect around the token. I look at Swarms in kind of the same way. It launched, I think, a lot of hype in that time. Fairness to you, you've built around Swarms, or you've kept executing at a very high level. I think you're incredibly intelligent and you built a really great platform. Like you have all the right ingredients. I guess my question is just what's that little thing that gives that hat tip to the traders, hat tip to the Swarms holders, that little mechanic that Swarms can be added that really kind of sparks this and realizes the value that's being built here in the same way that, over time, Venice with VVV figured it out?
That's a really good question.
Like this is like your missing little piece. And I don't think it needs to be overly complicated, right? It's like one sort of little way Swarms is used. And I think it could really spark something here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the ultimate reason why and by the way, actually, all of our competitors in Solana are dead.
Oh, totally.
I wanted to say this. Like Eliza is dead, AI16Z dead. We're like the biggest and the last AI people in Solana, like legitimate teams. And I just wanted to say that.
No, that's facts.
So the second thing is, the reason why the coin was created in the first place was to make it kind of like the default currency of the agent economy. And I definitely agree with you. We definitely need like some very interesting feature that makes everyone happy and that creates like this massive network effect where the builders are super happy, the traders are happy, and this creates like this critical mass of just like acceleration. And then it just explodes. Yeah. And then
because your builders are happy when your traders are happy because they then are adding liquidity and buying and using things. And it's kind of should act in your favor, right? It's distribution at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Okay. Well, I think maybe we're still kind of a little unclear on that. And I know the last time or one of the first times we talked around ownership, and I don't think that's the right solution here. I think there's some sort of mechanic. So I would maybe study Venice. Dom will send you what they're kind of doing. But yeah, I want to encourage you. I mean, ultimately, Kai, I think what you're making is incredible. And
it's very obvious that this token, I think, you compare, should we do an ownership? Should we have network effects? I think it's very clear that this is a network effect token, right? $20,000 or 20,000 new signups in a week should be represented. And maybe it is represented in the token because we did see the pop recently.
It did, yeah.
But like, how do we tie this token to the actual growth we're seeing? And I want to get into economics too, but like from an economic standpoint, it seems your company is doing really, really well. Do you have any quarter-on-quarter growth numbers or metrics you could share with us to kind of reinforce?
Yeah, so we are making close to $1 million a month. We'll be, I mean, if it keeps growing, we might. Yeah, so yeah, we're doing pretty good. I would say. We'll see how frenzy mode. If frenzy mode keeps growing, that might do much better. But yeah, we're doing pretty good revenue wise. If we could just like get more builders and get those builders to monetize their agents, and there's a market for the sellers, we will continuously make revenue. And if we increase this market, get more builders and get more sellers, then we will make more revenue. So
have you guys bought any of the Swarms token?
Like, have we been doing buybacks?
Yeah, like if
Yeah, yeah,
you have a good business and you're accumulating, capital, at some point you might be like, look, I just think Swarms is undervalued, right?
yeah. We have now roughly around 60% of the supply. We've been buying
Really?
back. Like we started when we launched it, we had 2%. We had
Wow.
2% of like as soon as I pressed the launch mode on pump, we had 2%. And it was so stupid because I didn't know shit about crypto before that point. Like I knew nothing about crypto.
Classic story here.
Yeah, it's like, and I never expected Swarms to do anything. It was not like a planned launch. There was no like scheming with KOLs
Yeah.
or any of that shit. I just like I pressed the launch button. Next day, the shit's at $70 million, and I fucking
Yeah,
wish.
a little chaos.
But yeah, we've been doing buybacks continuously for like the past like 10 months or something.
Oh wow. So you're holding up to 16% now. You're doing about an M a
16
month.
or 60?
Oh, 60,
16,
sorry.
60
Oh wow. That's
Six
I mean
0 or 1-6?
1-6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 16. Yeah. That's still a significant amount. If you had 60, I'd be shitting my pants. No, but 16, significant amount. Last 10 months you've been doing buybacks. Is that $1 million in profit or revenue monthly?
Revenue.
Revenue. And what does your operation look like? How many people are on the team?
We have 23 people on the team now. Probably be 24 by tomorrow. We're hiring a new dev for the marketplace. Yeah, I don't know how much. I don't know exactly the number we spend per month, but it's not like I'd say we're doing pretty good.
All right, we need the Yuki on MCG here. Let's get Yuki on
that-
MCG.
Those numbers are
Impressive.
very impressive. I
They're
don't think
very
there's many.
impressive.
Well, there's not many crypto protocols in general doing $1 million a month in revenue. Is this completely happening on chain?
No.
No. What are your main drivers?
Well, the launchpad tokenizing agents is pretty big. The API calls are also like 30% of our revenue. And yeah, so we have like revenue sources in Web 2 and Web 3. It's not like entirely on chain. We do have like a lot of fiat, like American banking revenue. So yeah, it's like both.
Yeah, you're spread out a little bit. Like you have the marketplace. You're also kind of, it seems like, dabbling in some of your own agents and the different gaps you see in the market. You have the launch pad. What are you guys most focused on as someone who's completely tapped into the agent economy right now?
Yeah, I would say like it's kind of like a pyramid focus type of like there's like three things we're really focused on. We're really focused on research. That's like the main thing. Like how do we make the marketplace better? How do we build better multi-agent systems? That's how Swarm started, and we'll always be doing research. So like actually most of the team are researchers. They're not even engineers. So yeah, we do a lot of research. Some of which will be coming public pretty soon. And I would say the second thing is really improving the marketplace. I think we're like the marketplace is doing really well, and we have to like optimize or like iterate on the user experience and make that better. And I would say like the third thing would be the developer tools. Our developer tools are some of the most used in the world. If you want to build an agent and build your own custom agents, Swarms is like one of the first three options that pops up in your head. That we want it to be the first option. So we're like improving these three things basically: research, marketplace, and dev tools.
Well, I mean, even Anthropic, correct me if I'm wrong, started off as an AI lab. So like there's really so much you can do from there, having a team just focused on deeply researching the agentic economy and where things can be improved. And next thing you know, you guys are best positioned when that thing pops up and you're like, okay, this is it, to build it out. So
yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Swarms has been doing research for 3 years now, 4 years. We didn't make a single dollar of revenue up until like a year and a half ago. So yeah, there was like no revenue. We didn't care about revenue. We were just doing research. But so many things have changed.
Kai, are we gonna see you in Miami?
Yeah, maybe.
if we're lucky, I guess.
I'm super sick right now, so I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I've been sick like the whole past week, and I haven't been able to sleep very much. And it's been like one of the craziest weeks of the year with Frenzy Mode and our new like dev tool updates, and it's just been crazy. So
Crush some NyQuil. between here and then. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Catch up on
get
stream.
better, Kai. We'll let you off here if you're not feeling well, buddy.
No,
But we do have
I'm feeling good. I just feel like sleep deprived.
lock in. Go have a nap after this. You did great on this stream, Kai. Is there anything else we're missing? This was like an amazing stream.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Dom.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure. If anyone watching this wants to learn more about us, you can go to our main website at swarms.ai. You can find all of our products there. Or if you want to just check out the marketplace first, you can go to swarms.world. And we're swarms_corp on Twitter if you want to learn more about us.
Kai, we're going to work hard here to tell your story over this coming rest of the year. I think there's a lot here that people are missing, just anecdotally on the timeline. So we'll make sure that's getting out there. But good stuff, man. Keep going. Keep going.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Kai. Hopefully we can see you in Miami,
buddy.
bud. Take it easy.
Yeah, thank you. See you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah, he dropped the Emma month bomb on us.
Yeah, dude, there was so much alpha in that. I'm like, I'm shocked.
Sit here, dissect. All right, let's get a quick dissection going here. API calls are doing a lot of the revenue. Marketplace is doing really well. The number one thing that I was interested in is their biggest earner is a Web 2, like a Web 2 guy. He said he had no Web 3 knowledge, just came on. He's a dev. He's he's versed in the AI space, and he's like, all right, this is where I go to create a good AI agent, and he did. And that's seen the most volume of, again, from traditional traders looking to trade energy stocks is what it seems like. So interesting that's been a really big driver for them. I mean, that's PMF, right?
I love this business, guys.
You could do that for every vertical.
Absolutely love this business. I think there's a lot here that it's kind of like you create a successful company. You're experimenting with crypto. I don't mean at the fringes in like a bad way. Like you're kind of like testing, okay, how does this look, to build an economy of these agents and create a marketplace and do all this. You've been iterating for a year and a half now in Web3. And it feels like there's just this missing spark. Like the fuel's there. The fuel's there for this to like just take off. But it's like, what is that little turning point where everyone who watches the show, where people are in these TGs that we see who are talking about Printr and these other ecos, all of a sudden are talking about swarms, right? Like you almost need like one thing to run or one success case study on the token side. Like traders have to be able to go in there, buy something that's mispriced, make some money publicly, and then everyone else is like, oh, what else is in this eco, right? Like that's how these things work.
Well, and I think I have the answer. Like we've seen it. What attracts crypto bros more than anything? It's when a Web 2 bro that knows his shit gets into crypto. I mean, look at the Believe days. You had so many things on Believe run because it was Web 2. Then look at the bags, when the bags had the run. Gastown, Ralph, even GSC had a really massive run for a while. All of this points back to one thing. It's these players were big in Web 2, and they tokenized, or someone tokenized for them, and all of a sudden they have a token in crypto, and people want to be a part of it. And so it seems like what's nice and unique about Swarms, it seems like it's catering to that audience. I know Crypto Jones said, how are you gonna also reward traders? Because it seems like you're favoring builders, and I think they are. And that's kind of like, if this thing pops off, that's what makes it pop off. It's okay, your dev's favorite dev is building on this platform, and he might tokenize because it's now another way for him to earn revenue, and he can build something cool. And I think that's what happens. I think it's not a crypto bro goes and launches through Swarms. I think it's some crack dev goes on Swarms, builds a really capable agent, and all of a sudden the crypto sphere picks it up.
I mean, their top agent, and this plays into Friv's comment too. I mean, their top agent 24K right now. Feels like Swarms as standalone is not a very good model. Perhaps the pairs where token Swarms liquidity pool instead of token Sol. Otherwise, what's inside? Yeah, like
virtual model.
What makes for exactly? Actually, that's a great comparison. Using the token as an LP pairing. I'm seeing ClawPay being pushed pretty hard, but sitting at 30K. I also have seen ClawPay on the timeline. Maybe there's something up his sleeve, but curious I don't know,
What's-
guys.
What's the TLDR on Claw Pay? Because I just haven't been tapped in
Yeah, I don't know what the TLDR is.
here.
This seems like it's not gotten the run, you know, like Bags has gotten the run. Bags got the run in January around open source. You know, Bankers gotten the run around the revenue generating agents, Felix, etc. But liquidity has not shown up here in Swarm's eco yet. Maybe it does after this. Who knows? MCG has been the spark for a few things, but there's something here that's missing.
Let me first lead to this. They run $1 million run rate here. Okay, so they're printing pretty good. This token was at 6 mil not long ago. They now own 16% of the token, so they've added 14% over the last 10 months, which is pretty good considering the token's been just like, I think, not too much attention. But yeah, for some reason this came from a $6.5 million valuation, really even 6 mil if you go wick to wick here, and it pumped all the way up to damn near pumped up to 20 mil, 252%. Again, this was 1.8 million in liquidity. So it's, you know, some serious volume was coming into this. Remember, this is an OG coin. Like this was OG AI days. So I'm not sure. I think, look, Kai's a really smart kid. I think if he can, and I don't mean to say kid is in like in a derogatory term,
No.
Just a really smart dude. Because a really smart dude, and I think he could find a way to iterate around the token that makes it super unique. What was nice about VVV so early on when I saw, I was like, okay, wait a minute. They're actually doing something unique with the token that actually adds intrinsic value. Like people are willing to pay $10 for $1 a day of compute for a lifetime or whatever the price is. And you add these mechanisms that are kind of new and nuanced and actually have value. And then you have something interesting, whether it's pairing all tokens launched against the Swarms token, whether it's a, hey, if I want to use these tokens, I have to, you know, use the Swarm token to purchase credits, right? Or you know, make it simple for them. It's not use a Swarm token to purchase credit. Is you use US dollars to purchase credits, but then what I'm going to do is go and buy back to Swarm with a percentage of that or whatever. But there's something he could iterate, and I'm sure it's probably far more complex and smart and thought out than what I just spun up here in a second. But I think that's part of it. Interesting, yeah.
I'm keeping my eye on this. I think as you've seen our interests in this, guys, I think we're going to try and help out Kai where we can and where he's open to having our help. But yeah, I think we might invest some time and energy into this eco here. Like we did Printr. I mean, look, Printr, we invested some time and energy and that became a significant eco. I'm really interested in this one. It's just there's something here that's missing. That's just, you know, Printr found it, which was the staking stuff. You know, staking meme coins, very simple concept to understand. I can look at a KPI, I can see how much is staked, how much is off the market. It earns a little bit of revenue from trading fees. Easy mechanic. Don't know why no one did it.
Yeah, you're right. They do. I think they got to figure out the flywheel. They got to figure out the flywheel.
Absolutely facts.
He doesn't seem that interested in crypto side of things as a whole. I think mentioned last time he's more interested in IPO. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's interested in IPO. Like they're doing well. They could probably go raise a lot of money right now, bro. At a 12 million run rate, right? They could probably go get a pretty significant raise. I should have asked him if he was interested in raising or fundraising, but it slipped my mind. But again, like it goes back to, okay, if they do an IPO, is the token just left for dead? I mean, if that's the case, you know, I'd rather know sooner or later. But yeah. For a guy with a background in economics, you would think incentives would be more emphasized. Hey, it's on kind of figure it out. I think this is good feedback though. I don't disagree with any of it.
I mean, like he could make a token a liquidity pairing, and you know that's what the token represents, right? And he could go IPO or do whatever traditional thing, and maybe down the road he does something like Pumpcade. I don't know, but like there are avenues here. It's just
but even the liquidity pairing, again, like these agents aren't making a lot of money from, I don't think, token trading. I think it's more so people using the agents that's making a lot of volume or generating a lot of volume, which is churning like the 6 figures in revenue that the energy agent did. I think that was mainly from just people actually wanting to use the agent and pay for it rather than like trading volumes. And so even if it is paired to Swarms, you still have to get people's attention onto trading the ecosystem tokens.
Yeah, but what it does when you have as liquidity pairs is when you do a route, it's going SOL to Swarms token and then into the reference token or whatever the token you're trying to buy. So that's how it works with virtuals. It goes ETH virtuals and then into the other token, and it just routes it. But it goes through that liquidity pool. So I don't know. Yeah, guys, we don't have the answers. I don't think we have the answers. I don't even know how Kai feels about us talking about his business like this, but at the end of the day, we want to be helpful. We want
Yeah, I
him to
mean,
win.
we're just speculating. Nonetheless, it is cool. I think there's a lot of big things. 23 current employees, almost 24. Research lab, scaling fast, doing a mil a month in revenue. He said they're doing well, so burn rates probably pretty low. I mean, look, there's a good business here, and that's what it comes down to. There's a good business. How can we find the value in that? So cool. Let's see. Let's check out some charts. There was one I wanted to cover before the stream. I just never got to it. I wanted to talk about Hermes OS. I believe is, yeah, there we go. So this is popping up right now. A lot of people are getting interest in this Hermes agent. This is supposedly like the best beta to it, and I don't know too much, but it's one of those ones where I'm going to come on, just keep it on the watch list. Okay, I can't give you a ton of insight here, but keep it on the watch list. I got a little bit of write up on it because I was asking a friend. Shout out Jones Rida. I was asking a friend, what's the TLDR here? So I'll give you guys the TLDR. He said the TLDR I would say is Hermes
Jones
agent.
Rida token. Okay.
Yeah,
that's Confluence, guys.
He goes, I would say Hermes agent getting increasing love and attention, and Hermes SOS is the best proxy for on-chain exposure, despite being an actual tech play, with the dev being acknowledged by good guys in the space. For me, it's mainly an attention funnel. So it's an attention play. He goes, it actually has utility. Hold even a single Hermes OS token and access a free computer tier, 1 vCPU, 2 gigabytes of RAM. 1 token is the entry point. Compute tier scales with the tokens holding. And they've related this to kind of got the VVV feel where you hold the token and it gives you access to these different things. So I guess dev is well known, respected in the space. It's a attention proxy on Hermes, and it's got some sort of utility baked into the product. So worth watching. I gotta do a deep dive, frankly. But at this range, it's ranging. It's not nuking. It is on base, so the charts hold a little bit better. You're not seeing many 70% dips unless it's dead. So we're gonna watch this here. 632K, still pretty cheap. Base, we can see base, I think, easily price tokens in the 4 or 5 millions without getting even too much attention. So
Dom, do you think that's OS or 0S for the ticker symbol? Because
I think OS, right? I think it'd be OS.
Because 0 shows up on the ticker thing, but 0 doesn't show up on the ticker thing. Only O does. So it's OS for those asking.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds right. The dev being acknowledged by good guys in the space. I don't know if it's a Web 2 thing, Fumbler, or I again haven't researched much. This is just like off the cuff.
Okay, here I have something here. This is from April 2nd, so I don't know how this is largely probably priced in. Okay, so remove that. Oh, yeah, go ahead. So Ash says time to ship, and Ash here is building Hermes Cloud or Hermes OS. Hey Ash, can you follow me so I can DM? I want to discuss Hermes OS in Venice.
That's where the Venice tie-in comes.
Can you DM me because I want to talk about a partnership and you don't follow me?
That's okay. That's good acknowledgement, Mr. Fumbler. I'd say so. Voorhees said right here he wants to figure out a way they can integrate it in Venice. Okay. One-click host. Yeah.
Roadmap coming soon. Oh, Shadow Bitman, I've seen you around the timeline.
Yeah, so I reached out. I'm trying to get him on the show.
100K stars on GitHub.
So I think there's Jones Rido with the thesis. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's blowing up on GitHub, and this is like, I guess, the best proxy.
All right, I'm gonna add this to the stream notes. Okay.
Dude is building on top of Noose research model. They can bypass him and contact Noose directly, unsure what he's bringing to the table. Good feedback. Good feedback. I gotta do my own diligence on this a bit more, but take this into consideration, boys. I'm paying attention though. I like that Voorhees. I mean, dude, VVV's Venice is a very good model, and I think they're doing some great stuff. So if Voorhees is interested, and by the way, declined my request to get them on MCG. Can you believe that? Can you believe
he did? That? Wayland did? Oh, Voorhees?
Voorhees, yeah.
Venice, yeah. We tried to get Eric Voorhees for you guys. So DM, no, don't DM. Hit the replies of Eric Voorhees and the Venice team being like, you guys need to be on MCG. We'd appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Nah, they don't deserve it, bro. I don't even want Voorhees on MCG anymore.
Fuck that. No, I'm kidding. No.
I do.
We do want that. Yeah, we do want that.
Yep. So, all right.
But interesting find there, Dom. Can you go back to your chart? Sorry, what's the market cap?
650K, I believe. Yeah, 633K.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kled's popping up a bit. Let me just go. So yeah, Met's actually popping up a bit too. Love it. Can start doing the happy dance once this thing's 10x's. Watch, bro. You're gonna watch me do a smooth 10x on size with Met from 0.13 to 1.3. So clock it right here, boys. Long and strong, my Met bags. This market's doing good. I'm liking Met. Bitcoin's down 0.5% on the day. Everything else is just kind of, ranging. Kled up to 13 cents. Just waiting, man. I'm on standby here. It's been a long time. I'm ready for a big announcement from Avi. They raised at a high valuation. How much equity is the token going to get? TBD. How valuable is this flywheel going to be? Hopefully the network effects become very good. As the market turns around, that's going to be more key than like downside protection for equity. So my Kled's looking okay. Not doing the happy dance quite yet. I was doing it a little bit more up here and can't even recall if I sold any, honestly. But definitely sitting on a lot now. And outside of that, nothing. Gonna keep my eyes peeled though. Printr doing good. Josh covered that. I will cover this real quick. I just got 3 little things to cover. Because I think it's pretty important. BitGet is partnering up with Republic x BitGet. Private markets have historically been closed rooms. This opens a new door. Pre-IPO token exposure to some of the world's most sought-after private companies distributed through BitGet. I wonder what they're going to offer. Probably the same thing we see everywhere. The Kalshis, the Poly Markets, the SpaceXs, the Andrils, Neuralink, maybe all that good stuff. Where you take profit on Kled, I can't forget. I have to pull my chart. I don't recall. I think I might have taken some up on the way here. I can't remember if I got out any at the top or how much. But maybe some. I definitely took profit up on the way here on the first leg. Maybe some here. I actually think I was waiting for a little higher because we were breaking out of this, so I was expecting a full leg up to like 75, kind of similar to what we had, when you broke out of here, full leg, right? Broke out of here, full leg. I kind of expecting the same thing. Break out of here, full leg, spike up to like 80. And this was all still under the assumption that this token was going to have like a significant amount of equity tied to it. But yeah, not selling any down here. Probably not adding a ton either though. Although not a bad decision, I don't think. So sorry to get sidetracked, but nonetheless, BitGet again heading this direction, offering pre-IPO tokens via Republic. So that's interesting. Everyone's heading this direction. I just continue to preach it. So when I see it, I got to call it out. Quick little shout out to Trojan, obviously sponsor of the show. You guys can scan the QR code in the bottom left corner or trade with us at trojan.com/@MCG. It means the world. They have the best cashbacks in the game. We talked with Trojan the other day. They exposed some interesting stuff that these sketchy terminals are doing. They're screwing you guys. So Trojan is not. So execution is everything. Charts now load up to 5x faster than competitors. Place limit orders directly from the chart. Set custom sell percentage for a new token and migration. Instantly spot launches from track devs with custom alerts. Avoid duplicate buys. I loved how you could click on, this was new that I figured out yesterday when we had the Trojan team on, that you can click on specific candles and see all the buys in that candle. But it's a cool update. I just wanted to make sure you guys saw this because it actually does seem like this terminal is legitimately a better option than like Axiom. Not just saying that because they're sponsored the show. It seems like the truth. So cool updates there. Finally, all I had is Open Gradient is one that I think is doing pretty well. Open Gradient is now live on Virtual's protocols. Everything Virtual's agents can now run on verifiable AI compute. Models on chain, inference cryptographically proven, payment settled through X42. The intelligence behind agent decision is no longer a black box. Trade OGP. Let's check out the OGP token because I believe it's doing some numbies. Could be crimed, but let's see. Yeah, so this is a 43 million market cap, 230 million FDV, 585K in liquidity. Kind of seems sparse, but yeah, look at this chart. Looking Gouda. Yeah, I mean, this chart looks pretty good. Had an initial massive spike, instantly sold off in both, directionally went both ways, spring loaded, but now it's trending up really nicely, actually. So pay attention to OGP. Another one I'm just going to put on your radar again, just launched. You know me, guys, out of the game, been a bit rusty, so I don't have like the full Dinero Dom thesis that I could break down. I'm ashamed, but it's here for you guys. Here, I'll give a quick read. OGP claim. So it looks like there was maybe a points program or an airdrop of some sorts. Powering Open Gradient's verifiable AI network. This marks the network going fully live, bringing permissionless AI infrastructure with secure, verifiable execution on chain. I believe Coinbase Venture is backing this. So that's something to note, backed by Coinbase Venture, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, you can get more information on this website, or you can go to their Twitter, I'm sure. But yeah, so there's a lot here. I'm not gonna waste everyone's time digging into it. We're gonna keep it short and sweet today. But OGP is one to watch. 43 million market cap, 230 million FDV, and slowly trending up. So a lot of interest there. Big backers. Printr has a new runner just launched. It's called One. Josh, you want to take the lead on looking into this one?
Here, yeah. Do you mind just pulling it? Because if I pull it up, my screen will lag.
Yeah, I'll pull it up on Dex Screener. Remember, you could trade all these on Trojan. Okay, so One, this is a new token. Oh, I would like to see a utility token, man, because the mechanisms are interesting here, and like that's where you really have the true holders is utility, these tech tokens.
Yeah, the only one that might be utility is the deployer one because it's kind of like the banker token for Printr. But let's.
Is anyone using that? If some of these, what am I doing? Banker, right? Or what is it?
It's DEPLOYR, so deployer without the ER. Like it's
deployer
just,
like this? No.
Yeah.
Deployer. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one is utility, up 70% in 24 hours.
Oh my gosh. Good. Bro, I'm not going to lie. I had a fat D-lim on this open. And I closed it last night before going to bed. I just I couldn't keep it open overnight. I was unsure where market direction was going to be today. But man, I would have made a kill.
There is no liquidity, Josh. You would be the only liquidity provider. 10% liquidity to market cap to FDV ratio.
I know, but that's like you're the one printing all the fees here.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so deployer is maybe the one that I would have. Are people using it? Like if one got deployed through deployer.
Yeah, go I mean, you go to the X account, you go click replies, you can see people using it constantly.
I got you. Oh, okay. So it is getting some motion.
Yes.
So this is the one this is like the one probably I would mainly bid. when you have the main runners at like, 15 million, you got some others at like 4 million. This one's chilling at 700K. It's utility. I could actually see a reason for people who want to stake this. It's a bet on, I think, the ecosystem in general, right? So if you like Printr, if you think it's going to stay here, well, then Deployer is probably how people are going to choose to launch, or at least maybe choose to launch in the future. So it's a bet on the ecosystem. There's no Printr token currently, or print token. So Deployer is kind of seemingly the beta to that. Also, a bit of utility. I wonder, is there utility outside of just?
I think so. There might be some rev share that it has, or buyback and burn. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Go to the website before we look at this one token. Can we go to the Deployer website? How much is staked?
I got you, cuz.
Look, guys, do I know if one's going to work or not? I think what you've seen is the easy early money has been made. So you might get some PvP in here with some of these other meme coins like One, etc. Because this was off everyone's radars at the beginning. Is this Deployer? Yeah. 30, was it? Go up a little bit.
Sorry, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 32.
I mean, that's solid. These are solid. Like, the staking numbers are real solid, man. That's 67% unstaked, or nearly 70% unstaked.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
so this is the other thing again I look at, guys, is if you go to the stakers, so under where you have like the holders, and go down, it'll be this table here. So you have holders, go stakers. So one of the things to look at here is the duration. So again, 180 days. This guy staked on whatever he staked, 1%. Look, he's earned 66 SOL on that 1%. Holy shit. Okay, wow. Chad. So then there's some 7 days, 7 days. That's for 2 million, 2.3 million tokens, 14 days. So this is one thing to keep an eye on, because you can kind of model out like when these unlocks happen, which I like. So there's a lot of short-term duration here outside that 180 days. There's, a good chunk of it is short-term. Shout out this 180-day staker, man. He might cook on this.
Yeah. I mean, I think the key is, bro, like, if you can scoop up 1% at a extremely low market cap, and you're early, it's, if you're going to stake early, right? Stake early. So if you're going to stake, don't wait a week and figure out you're going to stake now. But what's nice about this is he's earned these fees. That's instantly digging into what's, the 66K in value. Of course, I'm not sure what he got that at. Let's say he got that at 50K. Let's say he's earned 6,000, right? Well, that's about 10% in however long he's been staked now. So it doesn't take very long to get a return on investment here with these kinds of volumes, if you can get in early enough. And then, of course, he'll be able to unlock the token too in 180 days. I would stagger it, right? I would probably go some at 7, some at 30, some at whatever the stagger would look like. But I mean, shoot, that's good, dude. Very low liquidity. So if you're providing liquidity like Josh was, you're probably looking good. Now let's go to Twitter here. And let's see if we can see who's deploying on Deployer. I wonder if One deployed via Deployer, because Deployer is pumping in the last, 2 hours or so. I mean, even 4 or 5 hours, Deployer has been pumping. Let's see. So it would be in replies, I would imagine.
Yeah, if you want to flip your screen to that too.
Oh, yes. I should do that. Okay. Trust need money. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's people launching. How long ago did No launch? Let me see. Or One. See how long ago that launched, so I can start just scrolling back to that time.
Wait, there's a One token on the UI, 230K volume, but it's a 2K market cap.
Hour and 50. Let me look in hour and 50. 1 hour and 50 minutes ago is when this one should have launched. So we'll see if it launched through here. Yeah, it's getting some launches. I'm wondering, what about some of the other main runners? Did they launch through Deployer? How does Deployer's fee structure work? Do we know?
No idea.
Okay, come on. Here, bro. Wasting all my time doing this. I could be searching it, bro. No results here. Let me try no ticker. Does not look like it was launched through it, but I could be missing it. Let me see if I can find let's go to Printr. Yeah, all right. Let me go to the Printr Twitter. Spelled, yeah, it's spelled wrong. That's right. Did they mention one at all? No. Whatever. Either way, one just launched, 144K in volume, literally 11K liquidity. Bumbleclad. I mean,
Can you
Josh is
give me the
spot on.
CA to that? Can you give me the CA to this?
I got you. I mean, yeah, you can literally be the entire pool for these straight fee printing. This is
yeah.
cheat
But do
code.
keep in mind, I think you're going to get into the PvP vamp stage of Printr right now. Like,
Yeah.
we're probably in it now.
Yeah.
I saw there was like art of one of the other ones basically rugged. So it's like the early ones deployed. Yeah, it's dying off until it resurges. I mean, Fat Choi and some of these are going pretty good right now. So volumes could return and it'll be the seesaw, but
yeah, Fumbler, was that your call on Litecoin though? I remember, or was it Crypto Jones? One of you guys mentioned Litecoin, also trying to get them on the show. Look, guys, when you mention these tokens in our chat, or I know Chill was all over this too, so maybe this was Chill. When you mention these tokens in our chat, like I'm going out and reaching out to them, bro. I'm trying to get you that alpha. Yeah, this is looking really good.
oof, yeah, I didn't have this. But
this is a DeFi primitive, right? Where AI becomes tradable data. Liquid intelligence trading, agent productive verifiable research, forensic and TCG intelligence labs buy to train better models. Okay, so it's a data sales marketplace. They're pulling in some DeFi mechanisms. Mint Josh, you should check out you should check to DLM Fire. Shit is trading super tight. Ooh, Josh likes them tight, so he might like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at all these.
Yeah, Litecoin looks great though. Here, I'll pull up Fire. Fi. Ooh. I'm not sure. It's going to be tough for me to find that. There's a lot of fires. Yeah, I'm not sure. CA would be better, but all right. Nonetheless, I think that kind of covers it. Anything else you guys want to check out? The first one, Dom. Oh, shoot, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, but
the last thing I'll say again on this printer thing is just be very careful with these now. We're yeah, like I've mentioned it just now, and just going to reiterate, we're at the bundle / yeah, doing bad things phase. I'm just going to say that.
Litecoin is, yeah, I reinforce this, by the way. Like, now is not, I think if you're unexposed to the Printr ecosystem, probably not the best time to be getting in there. At least wait for a little eco-wide dip.
All right, let's see. So this one token is staked. Okay, so all right, pause on this one token. Back to this one token. Go to the page, dude. This thing is 60% staked for 180 days. So this is why Printr is like forget Dex Screener. Go to this right here.
I got you, cuz.
Forget Dex Screener for a millisecond.
Why do they only have? They gotta add it. All right,
go to the stakers on that. I don't know. Maybe the rest of the supply is.
Sorry, I'm working on. I'm trying to find the website from their Twitter.
I sent the link in private.
Oh, thank you, Josh. All right, we're at one coin and a dream. 10K liquidity, 150K in volume, 0.5% fee on this pig right here. Let's see. 61% staked. Who is staking?
For 180 days, go stakers.
Okay.
So go down. Scroll
Oh,
down.
here we go.
Right at the top, the first one. So this guy is
Yeah.
basically staked a ton and is 180 days and just is printing fees.
So did this person buy a ton of his own supply and he's making up the majority of this 180 days? Or is this like, you think, collective community? Here.
No, one guy is dev'd it. One guy's dev'd it.
And he held on to like 60% of supply.
Yeah, he has a bunch of the supply.
Okay. It is a better way for devs. And I do think if we get into a world where token and equity are like, it's one-to-one transferable, right? Devs are obviously going to want 70% of their token. This is a better solution. If they have to hold the token and the token is one-to-one equity backed, whatever, they could just, I'm not bundle it, but start with 70% of supply because no one wants to give away more than like 30% equity, or 80% of supply, and then just instantly stake it. So it's locked, and then 20% float basically, and one-to-one equity transferable. I think that's closer to end game here.
Yeah,
now you have
look,
actual
this
value
one
tied to
token,
staking.
like I'm not going to advocate anyone buy this one token, but I just bought some. So just for the sake of transparency and degeneracy, I did buy some one token.
Should we find Josh's wallet, boys?
Oh my wallet's trash.
Here we go. Let's see.
Lost money. Lost all my money. So nothing in there. But I'm gonna delim this.
Okay, I will say its range has been kind of nice. You know, if you were delimbing, starting here, it's been, it's been giving you ups and downs and all around.
Oh, dude,
so.
you're printing like to see that this thing is 60% staked for 180 days. Like, and then the rest, the guys put 180 days. There's like another bunch that's staked here.
ROI on Printr has a good amount of staked funny memes. Send me that link, Josh. I am also closing this like every time I get a chance because I think it's lagging my side too. So
yeah.
Here, I'll pull up ROI, or you could just tell us what's the amount staked on ROI. Retarded online investment. Oh wow, this chart's fantastic.
Dude, these all look like ETH charts. This is on Solana. What are we talking about, bro?
It's really refreshing to see this, dude. Really refreshing to see a chart that actually just like steady goes up. Not the honeypot where it just does the Christmas tree. Like this is steady, steady going up, and it'll probably distribute the same way too. Just like it goes up slow, it'll probably distribute a little slower too than the others, especially knowing how much is staked, which is nice. Really nice for delimbers too, if it distributes the same way it accumulated. Well, that is a good looking chart. 116K in volume. It's been out now for looks like 3 or so days. 6 days. Oh, 620. Yeah. I got nothing else to cover, Josh. Check that ROI, check that one. These are good suggestions. Had a look at what
Ave,
else?
are you in that? Ave might be in this one.
The boys running it out.
Funny meme. I don't know. These printer tokens are cool, man. There's something fresh here. So
yeah, something to trade. That's all we want. Something to trade.
Yeah,
Swarms,
guys,
by the way. Let's also look at this because I don't think we gave this enough attention. Got down to 6 mil, hit 20 mil. They're doing a mil. If they figure out Flywheel, this could be an investable token. If they figure out token, it could be investable. I'm not gonna lie, because it's basically trading, even with earnings. Okay, a little above earnings. Of course, so that means nothing when you have no meaningful amount coming back. But I'd watch Swarms. I'd add Swarms to a list. Here, I don't even have Swarms on a list. What am I doing? That's what I'll do. I'll add Swarms to my list. Keep an eye on it. We'll watch development. Add it on a Twitter list as well, and keep an eye on Kai. Keep an eye on this Printr stuff. Good job. This chat's jumping with the Printr Eco. You guys are beasts. Better than me, that's for sure. Okay, Abe's rocking out ROI with you, Josh.
I don't have ROI, but we're gonna try one. Maybe it goes
one.
0, maybe it doesn't. Who knows?
Spawn X Printer collab could be big for Spawn. Yeah, I just don't know, like, what would the collab be? Have a few of the agents launched through Printr. They wouldn't want to cannibalize their own launch pad. That's the issue. That. But good job, guys. Good calls. Trying to work on people. This is a bit slower of a week compared to the last one, but we're just hanging out. At least there's something in the market to talk about. So, Josh, anything else you want to leave the boys with?
No, guys. Great stream. Yeah, good rapid fire DD there on some tokens. It felt like the old Believe days, bro. I just got a vibe off that. I'm not gonna lie.
Got the old Believe.
You remember those days, or it'd be like, this Viva token popped up, and we're like, trying to figure out what this Viva token is.
Might not be real. Might not be real. Oh, they just endorsed.
Yeah. Oh, what they endorsed? Yeah, quickly, bye. Oh my goodness, I miss those days.
I know. Don't we all? All right, y'all boys. We'll catch you. Abe, man, still. I'm clocking you, bro. You're in Jacksonville. I need you to come down. Meet us in Miami. We got you a shirt.
Miami.
We're about to cook up some shirts. Should we give a little design tease on the shirts we're cooking, or too early?
Dude, I'm definitely not yet. I need to refine it. I'm definitely giving tease to Ave. You'll get a shirt. Anyone who's a true supporter of the show. I wanted to shout out here. This is Daddy Duster and GMCG fellas. X got my main account. Had too many 10Xs last weekend. Using backup, Daddy Duster backup. All right.
Why did they get you, bro? They purged our alpha account too.
Bro, MCG alpha got cooked because of X. I just spent like $50 a month or something on that. I don't know.
Oh, you were paying for that? You were paying for that level subscription on that?
No. I think it was I think it was 50 overall. For the year. But still, I mean, they just took my money. You think I'm a robot? Like, all of it was original content. I was like handwriting notes and stuff. Like, I don't know. They didn't like that word.
We got to get it back. The thesis there was same. That's my burner. You got your burner. You got your burner hit. Yeah, come down, bro. Why not? We'll have a good time. Lots of events. You just gotta start signing up on Luma. There's a ton of events. You gotta start signing up so you have stuff to do. But dude, you'll be taken care of. There's all these events are gonna have food, drinks. It'll be fun. With that said, the alpha account, dude, we had this spun up. It was gonna be great. We're gonna keep the MCG account super profesh, super PR friendly and stuff. High level clips. And then we're gonna use the alpha account where we were just gonna go any kind of ticker we talked about, get those clips up on there, stream notes, super like alpha info dense, kind of like for the trenches situation. And Twitter wasn't having it, dude. So we're trying to get that back up so we can keep that flow super crispy, but who knows? Might never happen. In the meantime,
some
of the stuff will call them in. But
thanks, X. Appreciate you. Yeah.
But that little kid who rugged everyone.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for the 30 bandos.
Thanks for the 30 bandos.